I was wondering, since there's lots of other genres of podcasts, if you were to, the three of you together were to do another genre of podcasts, what would it be and what would it be called?
Well, I have a very strong opinion about this, and I know Sona's going to agree. Sona and I have known each other 14 years, I think.
Yeah.
And like the first day Sona worked for me, we started talking about our favorite murders. And we really got into the weeds about murders and crime scenes. And we drove to one of the famous murder houses in L.A. I was worried that you were going to like call the next day and say, I don't want to work for this guy. He took me to a murder house.
Yeah.
But you knew more than I did, and you knew exactly where to go. You're like, no, take a left here, not take a right, take a left. And then you had a gun for reasons that freaked me out. No, kidding.
And you made it really creepy. You wore a hat. You made me turn off the headlights, and we creeped up there because you didn't want to be seen looking at this house.
Okay, that's not something people need to hear.
Okay.
Wait, had the murder happened, or were you casing it to do the murder?
It turned out the murder happened later on, and it's still unsolved.
I see.
And they're looking for two people. A tall Irishman and an Armenian lady. No, but I think you and I could talk true crime forever, and I love true crime. I'm naturally obsessed with it. I love trying to figure out what happened, and so that would be the genre that I might pick. I don't know about you. So.
That's exactly what I thought when that question was first asked, was murder and, but we'd have to have an angle.
Well, what if our angle is each week you and I try to murder Gorley? Maybe we succeed, maybe we don't. But whatever happens, we then talk about it afterwards.
I'm just surprised to hear you guys don't want to do a Star Wars podcast.
Is that really the one you would want to do?
No. I'd be happy to do a murder one.
You've done one, probably, right?
It's not important. Let's do a murder
Question
podcast.
next, do you have?
No, murder sounds fun. I like murder too. Sure.
Can we go to the houses and then knock on the doors and then talk to the people who live in these there's so many murder houses in LA.
Yeah, we could inform people that they're living in a murder house, which would be fun because you'd hear them realize that you'd hear them in real time understanding that their house value just plummeted.
I live very near to a murder house, and for a while the tenants were renting and they didn't know they were living in a murder house.
Oh, I'd want to know.
And I was, should I tell them?
You know what? It is a law. You're supposed to divulge that.
I think just for sales, though, not for renters.
And you have to know to ask.
That's true. You have to ask.
Yeah.
I think a show where we go to murder houses
and stay the night.
And spend the night
with
the people against their will.
In their beds.
Yeah.
Yes.
And like J.B. Smooth said, we make them our friend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Foot in the door.
The foot door.
Foot in the door.
Foot in the door. Case out. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think it would be some kind of show like that. Murder Me Much? Some kind of title like that.
How about The Cone Collector?
The Cone
Collector? Oh, come on. Matt,
what?
You said because it play on the Bone Collector.
Oh, sorry. Did you understand my meaning and you have a problem with that?
It was just
I like
bad.
Murder Me Much. It sounds sort of like a dating show, and we could put like a funny font on it. Put some hearts. Murder Me Much.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, none of these titles really mean anything.
No.
We better
I'm
figure
not
it out.
really needy. Hi, Armando. Hi, Brooke.
Brooke and I just had our 7-year anniversary.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
It's very nice.
And she informed me that there is something called the 7-year itch, which I was not aware about. And our question was, what do the three of you recommend to keep things spicy?
Well, I'll speak for myself and say you've come to the wrong department store. You just came to the hardware store asking for milk. Where's the milk? Well, okay. I've been married 20 years. I will be honest that I think the thing that keeps... I don't know if it keeps things spicy, but because I don't even quite understand that. I'm very uptight.
Oh my God.
There's absolutely no spice in our diet. No.
Poor Liza.
She finds me repellent.
How do you keep things mild, is what he's asking.
How do I keep things cool to the touch? Well, I'm going to say, do you want me to go? I'll go last. You go first. Corley, how many years have you been married?
I've been married 4.5 years, so I haven't even hit the 7 year itch. So
so
things are still spicy.
Hey, we did it.
Yeah. You're bringing the heat to Pasadena.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We watch a lot of TV.
Yeah. What about you, Sona?
No, I'm like girls. We haven't been together that long yet, so we're cool. We're fine right now. But
don't babies, it interrupts the flow a little bit?
Yeah, they do, but they're cool. I honestly, I think the spicy
them like smoking
part,
joints around the house.
I think the spicy part of that question is what's throwing everyone off, because we're very like, spicy, like,
Yeah, as I said, I think this is maybe not this. For a different podcast. You came to the uptight hour.
All I can say is maybe just try some actual spices, cinnamon, something like that.
Cardamom.
Cardamom.
One.
Cinnamon was the spice you decided to go with?
Yeah, it's delicious.
Cumin.
Pepper.
Let's just list spices.
We should get a spice rack out here and just read them as we slowly turn it.
Nutmeg.
I've been married. I guess I'm maybe the most qualified to answer this. I've been married. I've known my wife for 22 years, and we've been married for 20. And I was to be sincere for a second, luckiest day of my life when I ran into her. She's an absolutely fantastic person. We have wonderful kids. So that's all good. I'm not kidding when I say I still can make her laugh and she still can make me laugh. I swear to God, people say that that's important. I think that's crucial because I even now, I said something like the other day that cracked her up legitimately, and I had the feeling of, well, I'm good for another few more years. And I really did feel that way. I felt like, because she legally could walk away and take it all, and she may, but I that's how I feel, is that's huge. Yeah. That's huge. And I remember when I was really young thinking, what do you mean sense of humor? And when I would hear, I would see a beautiful woman being interviewed on TV and she'd say, I look for a sense of humor. And I'd say, no, you don't. And I'd have tears running down my cheeks because that was not my experience. But anyway, I do think that's huge. I really think it's huge. And I know both of your spouses and they have great senses of humor. I think that's huge. That's a big piece of the puzzle, in my opinion.
Let's bring out someone very special to us, shall we?
Who would that be?
Well, it's your assistant, David Hopping.
Oh, my other assistant, because Sona is usually busy.
Oh.
And so I have David Hopping. David Hopping! Hey! David, quick question. Did you get to meet Kelly Clarkson?
I did.
You did?
I did.
Okay. We were driving today together and we're listening to Kelly's new album, Chemistry. And at one point, we finished like the third or fourth song, and I said, that song's that's really good. And you looked at me and said, it's impossible for Kelly to have a bad song.
It's true.
I know, but you are such a fanatic. It must have been nice to meet her.
It is. I brought a vinyl. She signed it for me.
Oh.
I didn't ask you if I could do that because I didn't want to risk you saying no. So I just brought it.
Well, now I look like a controlling asshole to everybody.
I
so the answer is I would like it and I will shred it in front of you. No, I would have said yes. You really? So you really were afraid to ask me if you could bring a vinyl?
I actually wasn't.
Oh, you just forgot.
Yeah, I just forgot. Okay. And it's easier to say I'm afraid than I forgot.
I'm glad. I'm glad you met her. Isn't she nice?
She is really nice. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, please.
You let it. You made it happen. He told me yesterday. He was like, "You're going to get one-on-one time." And then I wasn't sure if it was a bit or if it was true. And it was true.
Why do you and Sona always think that my acts of kindness are a cruel joke?
Why? Would we ever think that?
Yeah. He said something nice earlier and I started getting super defensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whenever I try to be nice, I promised you one-on-one time with Kelly Clarkson, and I half meant it. But no, I knew that I would be able to swing it. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
She's so nice. She's not one of those people that's going to say, no, I'm out of here. I've performed what I needed to do. Now I'm gone. She's just a lovely person.
Yeah. Where is she now?
She's gone.
I think she's working the hallway because they gave her such a great reception when she walked out. So how can we help you, David?
I think you're going to take some questions from...
I have no idea what's happening. I don't know why you...
If anyone has a question for Conan...
I honestly thought you were bringing me my lunch.
If anyone has a question, raise your hand. Yeah.
So when's your new HBO Max show starting?
Oh, thank you for asking. I shot this show. As you know, we do this podcast, and then we talk to famous folk like Kelly Clarkson. But then usually in the middle of the week, I talk to anyone in the world who just wants to talk to me. And so the idea was many of these conversations, as you guys know, because you're there, end with them saying, well, Conan, if you're ever in Nigeria, stop on by. And they say it kind of like a joke. So what we decided to do is a show that HBO Max said they wanted to do, where I talk to them, you see a minute or two clip of that, and then I show up at their door and I get involved in their life, and the Conan remote style, where I'm literally going through their kitchen and tearing open their closets and then trying to help them achieve what it is they wanted to achieve, or work out a problem they have with their mom, which is an episode that we shot in Bangkok. And so we shot some of them, and then the writer's strike came, and so we shut everything down. And so until the Writers Guild is satisfied and they get a good, because I started out as a TV writer, and so I'm backing them 1,000%. Until they get what they want, the show will sort of stay in limbo, and then whenever that gets resolved, we can I hope finish it up. So all of us right now in this business are just waiting to see what's going to happen. But there was a trailer that's out there that people can check out if they want.
It's called Conan O'Brien Must Go.
Yeah.
And
Never a truer
really
statement.
Yeah, I know. Trust me.
Yeah.
People do like a title that shits on me.
Hi, Conan.
Hello.
Matt.
Hi.
Will there be a Chill Chums season 2?
Well, first of all, I want to thank Dave Grohl for being here.
Oh my God.
I was thinking the same thing.
I get it all the time.
It is absolutely amazing.
Wow.
For a second, I thought it is so cool. I know we have a cool podcast, but the fact that Dave Grohl would sit in the back.
My friends make fun of me all the time, and they're like, guys, Dave Grohl's here at the bar, free drinks. I'm like, I cannot cover this at all whatsoever.
You kind of sound like him too.
No, and you know what? I've met him many times, and the resemblance is actually striking. You could get away with all kinds of stuff.
I was at a wine tasting once, and the sommelier was like, as a side gig, I take photos for a bottle rock. And I'm his photographer. I'm like, I met him before. I'm like, oh, that's sick. Like, what's he like? He's like, he's so nice, but he's a little bit taller than you. And I'm like, oh, great. Fantastic.
Yeah. I just think if I were you, I'd be out signing checks in his name, renting limos and not paying for them.
I got a free Denny's Grand Slam once. I'm writing on that.
I remembered once that years and years ago, there was someone who was pretending to be me and driving around in a limo and charging things. And I'm like, of all the people you can choose to pretend to be, like, who says I'm Conan O'Brien? Apparently, he didn't even look that much like me, but he was riding around saying, yeah, Conan's the name, O'Brien, see? Put it on my account. And I don't know why that would work, but apparently it did. You should all try it.
Yeah.
Well, Sir, who looks strikingly like Dave Grohl, I think even handsomer. And that's a compliment to you, not to Grohl. Tell me, what is your question?
He already asked it.
He asked about Chill Chums. He asked if we're going to have another season
No,
of
but
Chill
I couldn't
Chums.
listen to the question.
Oh.
I couldn't listen to the question because I was saying, shit, it's Dave Grohl. What the fuck is he doing here? And so the question just went out of my head.
Oh.
It was, is there a plan for a new Chill Chums this summer?
There is.
Yeah.
There's going to be a Chill Chums this summer.
It's in the books, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. The date has been set, and we will record a Chill Chums, and it's going to be a fun one. It's going to be a really fun time.
Yeah.
I have a question because you, sir, Mr. Grohl, brought this up, which is, will there be alcohol again this time?
Oh, yeah. I've already started working up a cocktail.
Oh, cool.
Because the one last time was lethal, and Sona very quickly was blotto.
Yeah.
And this is true, right?
My tolerance is really low, and I had one of it, and I was feeling no pain. It was great. I'm totally down for another, or we could take edibles. No.
I'd be down for that.
Well, of course, we'll have to check with the sponsor.
Oh, okay. Right. Sorry.
That sounds like, no, my AA sponsor. That's the sponsor I meant.
Yeah.
No, we're going to do it. That was fun. I remembered I was cautious. I sipped slowly because I'm a broadcast professional.
Oh, we didn't sip.
No, we
were chugging.
You guys were chugging, and those were amazing drinks you made.
Thank you.
They were fantastic.
Yeah, I gotta live up to it. I haven't quite arrived there yet. I don't know. I'm concocting. I'm working on it. Get off my back.
I'm threatened by any man that says, I'm concocting. Get off my back.
You're already working on it.
Well, I'm always working on alcohol.
Oh, okay.
Very good.
Yeah.
That's a good man over there.
Hi, Conan. Hi, Sona.
Hi.
Hey, how are you? What's your name?
Valeria.
Valeria.
So I tried putting off the podcast, listening to it for the longest time because I could not wait for episodes like every week to come out.
You let them bank up.
So I was like, so earlier this year, I actually kind of caught up fully. And I noticed Sona's improv skills completely, like, 100% improved.
No, they have not.
Don't applaud. That's not true. But okay, thank you very much.
Thing is, you were always good, but the thing that I've noticed about Sona that's so rare is she's always 100% herself, no matter what we do. We've done shows like this at, we're going to do them in the Beacon Theater in New York. We've done them here in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
At the Wiltern.
Just throw us in front of thousands
and there's
people.
like thousands of people,
training.
and I'm used to that. But Sona will go and she'll do that, and people are screaming, Sona, 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 and she's like, all right, and then she'll walk off stage and be like, I'm hungry.
I'm always
well,
hungry.
I'll see you later, and she'll act like nothing happened. And there's so many people that would be saying, oh, this is my chance to be an influencer and pretend I have a jet. No one really has a jet. They all pretend. They all hold the toilet seat up really closely and take a selfie. And have some sparkling apple cider they're holding up. But yeah, you're always yourself, which is a great quality.
Well, it's nice to have nothing to lose because I'm on Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend, and if I'm bad, it just reflects on you. So I think that
it shows that I made a bad judgment.
it's just that you had poor judgment putting me on. So
Yeah.
it's very freeing and liberating to just know I can say and do whatever I want, and it just makes you look bad.
You're fired.
Hello, Conan and Sona.
Hey,
Quick
how are you?
question. I'm good. How are you?
We're good. What's your name?
I'm Ashley.
Hey, Ashley.
Hello. So I just wanted to know hypothetically, if you could be a podcast host in any other historical period, which one would you choose and why for both of you?
Oh, I know mine.
Yes.
Mine would be like 1920s because I love the way people spoke back then. They spoke really quickly, and their voice was up here, and this register right here, where my voice naturally is. And, there's just a lot of there's a big skinny, hey there, Mr. and Mrs. America and all the ships at sea. Big new skinny just came through off the Great Lakes. It seems like a Mr. and Mrs. Huron are having a little bit of a patty finger situation. You're like, it's all bullshit that doesn't really matter. People would just go on and on and on. I was at the Stork Club, and I saw Joe DiMaggio walk through. He ate the biggest beef pie I've ever seen. Well, anyway, that's our news for the day. And then I would leave there and go to the Stork Club, and people would be excited because that guy from the radio is here.
Yeah, and you'd wear the fedora.
I wear a fedora, and I'd say like, hey, get me a beef pie, see?
You're still talking like that even when you're not on the...
I would always have the microphone with me. So yeah, that would be my era.
Oh, I think this is my era. I don't know. Every time I think about older eras, I just think of, girls getting their asses slapped a lot. I don't know. That's not... Am I wrong? No! Like if it's the 60s, that's a cool era, but no, it's not for ladies in the workplace. So this, I'll stay here.
You like this era?
This era is cool.
Well, wait, do you think when you were working in the 90s, you weren't working in the 90s, 2000s, when were you working at Taco Bell?
It was Burger King, and it was in the late 90s.
Okay.
I got respect at Burger King.
Yeah.
But also, I was running the drive-thru, so you have to get respect at the drive-thru. The order's out in 30 seconds or less, so it's a lot of pressure.
Right.
It's very important. It's like being a surgeon.
Yes, it's just like being a surgeon. working the drive-through section of the Burger King.
The Burger King.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Tim.
Hey, Tim.
Elise, my wife right here.
Hey, Elise, how are you?
Really loved you, Conan.
Thank
Sona,
you.
Matt, love you guys.
Oh, I love you too.
We don't know them, so how can we love them? But I know he's right. We love you.
Thank you. I was wondering, will you guys be doing any Comic-Con stuff in the future?
Well, here's the deal. We, for many years, did Comic-Con every year through the late night show. And that was really fun because no late night show had done Comic-Con before. There's an amazing theater in downtown San Diego called the Spreckles, which is an old vaudeville theater that the Marx Brothers performed in. And I mean, just this classic, great 1920s venue. And we would do shows that were all Comic-Con themed, and they were so much fun.
Mhm.
You were there for all those.
There's probably some of my favorite shows you've ever done.
There are some of my favorite cold opens. We would shoot these incredible pieces that parodied Mad Max, and we would use like film cameras, and we would really go to town, and we did my origin stories. Oh my God. And the audience was packed with people who had been at Comic-Con all day. So the audience was just filled with Wonder Womans and Hulks and Batmans. And I mean, it was absolutely so much fun to do.
It was.
And then the question becomes, now there's not a late night show, but there's a podcast, but is there a way that we could go back? And I'd be very intrigued because I loved going there. I love the energy of it. It's one of the greatest fan bases of all time. And I think it kind of neatly meshes with our style of comedy. I think there's like a nice symbiotic relationship where we're fans of a lot of these films too, and it worked really nicely. So I'd love to say that yes, in the future, there's no plan right now, but in the future, I'd love to get back to Comic-Con.
Yeah.
And
I met my husband after one of those shows, after one of the week of shows.
That's right. Tell me what happened.
We were walking around. We had just finished a week of shows, and we were walking, and me and a friend of mine were walking around the actual Comic-Con floor. And then my friend knew the friend that Tack was walking with, and then we met, hit it off, and then
right away, did you know?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, but like 2 years later, we were married.
You guys
It was
both met your
Comic-Con.
spouses on Conan show
through the
related
shows.
things.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I met my wife shooting a segment for Late Night with Conan O'Brien, and you through the Conan show at TBS.
Wow. Yes.
So it is the greatest dating site of all time. If anyone's looking for their special person, just come hang out with me, and I guarantee you'll meet them within 7 years. Yeah, that's really the best I can do. 7 years. My lawyers have said you really can't overpromise.
Hi, Conan. Hi, Sona. Hi, Matt.
What is your name?
Danny.
Danny.
Yes.
That's your brother's name.
That is my brother's name.
That is your brother.
He has a great name. I'm very excited to be here. I love your work so much, and it's very important, your work, and it's very amazing. So just congratulations on the podcast.
Oh,
and
maybe you're being sarcastic.
Is it
No, I am being.
When you got to the very important part,
No,
I think
it
he's
is
making fun of
important
us.
because I need a laugh. We need a laugh, and you
good.
guys
Thank you. That's
bring
nice.
us laugh. My question is, and for the three of you, what is your favorite film? And I know this is putting you on the spot, but like, do you have an answer for that?
Let's
Favorite
start with
film
you.
for Matt, Sona, and Conan?
That's a tough question, but I think honestly my favorite film is Casino Royale. I'll just say it.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, Daniel Craig and Bond. It makes me happy.
Oh, jeez. I mean, it's a hard question for me. I do separate it. I think I've talked about this. I separate it in genres. So, like my favorite comedy is Galaxy Quest. My favorite rom-com is Moonstruck. My favorite kind of dramedy, I guess, would be Adaptation. I don't know.
What
There's a
about
lot.
famous? What's your favorite male stripper movie?
Oh, that's a tough one. I would say Magic Mike. No, but
When Magic Mike came out, you went missing for a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Well, we did a bit because I
then
do
we did a
go
bit
see
'cause
the
Magic
midnight
Mike 2
shows.
came out.
Yes,
And we
that
did a
one's-
bit.
That one I like more because Joe Manganiello has that very great scene in the liquor store where he's trying to make the girl smile. So he's just like strip teasing with a bottle of Coke. And I'm like, I get this. This is real cinema.
Yeah. I don't know about you guys, but I would never miss an episode if Sona had a movie critics show.
Yes.
I would watch it. I would watch it.
Well, we've talked about it. I like everything. So I would be like, that was a good movie. There was lighting and they did it and someone wrote it and they shot it and that's exciting.
Well, we used to, this happened all the time where on the late night show when we would go and look at movies, you would always come with me and I'd see them and, whatever. I'm a human being, somewhat discerning but so you'd watch things and you'd be like, yeah, that one was okay. But and every time we watched anything, Sona was like, that was fantastic. And I would say, really? You liked Glip Glorp and the Flip Flop? And you would say, it didn't cost me anything and those people made that. They made it and it was on the screen and it started and then 2 hours later it ended. And now I'm having wine that you're paying for.
Yes.
That does sound good.
It does. It's nice.
What about you,
Yeah,
Chief?
I would say, sometimes I think of it as, and this sounds morbid, but like what's your, like, you have like a day to live. And I think of it trying to think of it in a positive way. Like it's the end of my life and I get to have, but I just get to, like, here's what I think of. What's the food I want? I want like a really good Pinot Noir. I want a really good, pizza from Naples. And I think I want to watch The Godfather. And I know that that's a movie that a lot of people say, but and if I can get Godfather 1 and 2 and make it one movie, that's definly my answer.
It's your last day. I mean,
it's my
you're
last
going
day.
to lose some precious time if you do that.
Please, this isn't for 4 years.
Okay.
But why are you laughing?
Everyone's laughing. Everyone's laughing at your death.
Well,
let's go ahead and cue up The Godfather.
Hi, my name is Megan.
Hey, Megan, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
But nervous.
Don't be nervous. We're, as you can tell, we're just
hanging out.
We're fools hanging out.
Yeah.
We're idiots.
Well, yeah, kind of, yeah.
My question's for whoever wants to answer. But when you were a kid and somebody would ask you what you wanted to be when you grew up, what would you say?
Oh, podcast sidekick.
You were in the sandbox. You made yourself a third chair.
Yeah.
Out of sand.
Nailed it.
A little pine cone for a microphone.
Spoke once every 14 minutes.
I have to say, on these ones, you're a little quieter. When we're in the studio, your lips are flapping.
I know. I need to walk that back. And
why? It's good.
I just think
Funny.
I'm just getting too big for my britches.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I think you're just getting. If you're saying that phrase, you're just getting too old. What about you, Sona? What did you want to be?
I know this might be shocking. I didn't have very many ambitions.
You were blazing up at 4 years old, right?
I honestly, like, looking back on it, I don't think I was ever like, oh, I can't wait to be a doctor.
Thank God. Well, Sona, you lost another one. What are you going to do? He had a full life. He was 26. He came in for a hernia operation. You killed him. Well, who's up for some Margies?
Post-op Margies. No, I don't. I really didn't have any, like, I know it's sad, but I was just kind of like, that sounds cool. I'll try that. I know I wanted to work in TV because that's the only thing I really loved. So I knew that, but I didn't know what.
Right.
So I did it.
Yeah. Check.
Yeah.
I wanted to, when I was a kid, I really did want to be an entertainer. And I thought, and I've said this before, but back then, pre-streaming and just 3 television stations and not great reception, you just watched what was on. And mostly what was on, Channel 38 or Channel 56, were old movies because that's what they ran because they didn't have enough content. And so I grew up watching old movies and old musicals, and I thought that's what entertainment was. So in like the late 1970s, I was thinking, I need to know how to tap dance. I need to learn how to talk real fast in an old-time voice. You know, I need to get like one of those straw hats and say, hey, you, let's get over here. There's a fire at McCready's barn. Let's go, you know? And then like, I better know a few tunes, you know? And button up your overcoat when the wind blows free. Take good care of yourself. You belong to me. Odie. And then I'd go to school and do this shit, and the beatings would commence. Here's this kid with a bowl haircut, and hey, everybody, my name's Conan. That's a cool name. Ladies, line up, and I'll kiss you later. Button up your overcoat. And then all these kids, you know, from Somerville and stuff would just be like, oh, I'll beat him first. You beat him second.
They had meetings.
I didn't know I wanted to be a bully when I grew up till I saw this guy.
They had conversations.
He inspired me to be a bully. Yeah, they were very organized bullies. Here's how we're going to do it. Jason, you're first.
Someone's
Chrissy, you're second. Yeah, exactly. I'll hit him primarily in the throat. Soft tissue.
I love bullies having a conversation.
Bullies, really organized bullies. They have a flow chart of how it's going to work. They prepared.
Visual aid.
Yeah. Everybody look at your handout. And I'm in the corner. Fellas, hurry it up.
You're just standing there.
I've got tap dancing lessons to get to. These toes are ready to twinkle.
I have a question.
Yes. What is your name?
My name's Haley.
Haley, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
I'm good.
This is so surreal seeing you guys live. You guys are just as funny as in person as you are on audio tape. So this has been so cool.
Well, audio, you talk like me.
Yeah, I don't know why I said that.
You're pretty new funny audio yourself. Tape for the young ones. Send it out via post immediately.
Oh my gosh. Well, my question for all of you guys is: so Norm Macdonald is easily one of my favorite comedians of all time. He's phenomenal. So do you guys have any favorite like bits, moments, or memories that he's ever done? Like I know he's known for so many of his viral clips, but just I know you knew him on a personal level. So just anything that you remember.
One of the things that I remember that Norm did, I don't think many people know about, but I think you can find it if you look. It was so random. Norm would just do these random things. And so Sully Sullenberger, the pilot, famously, his plane's taking off in New York. One of the engines goes out because I think there's a bird strike or something goes wrong, and he lands it on the Hudson River, and everyone gets off safely. And he's got this mustache, and he's cool, and he saved everybody, and everybody got Sully Sullenberger fever. And then, not for a long time, but anyway. But then I think Tom Hanks made a movie.
Yeah.
And then Norm came on, and he had this idea that he wanted to make, it's too bad I produced a Sully Sullenberger movie before he safely landed the plane. and I'm like, what? This was his idea, and he made this. So he came on, and he had shot it. And it's a total lie, but he's like, yeah, I'm kind of mad about that Sullenberger guy. And I said, what are you mad about? Well, I made a movie with him before he did that. And why'd you do that? I just chose a pilot and I made a movie with him, and then he goes and does this thing. And it's really just Sullenberger. It's Norm playing Sully Sullenberger. And he grabbed our makeup woman, Deb Pullman, and said, you're going to be in it too as my wife. Literally while he's in the makeup chair. Yeah. What are you, Deb? What's your name? Deb. You're going to be in it too. And she's like, okay, didn't even change. She's just wearing the clothes she wore to work. And so he's going like, all right, buddy, it's your Captain Sully Sullenberger, and we're going to now land the plane. Who's here? My wife's here. And Deb walked in and went, hi, how are you? I love you too, dear. And then she left. And he was like, all right, here we go. And we've landed. So there you go. I think we're all good. And then the credits came down. It was the randomest, weirdest idea. And he made it. And you can see it. Go look for it. And it was one of these things that's not, it never trended or whatever, but it's just out there. And you just see Norm. My favorite thing he did as a comedian was to intentionally waste people's time. And it was he didn't care in this beautiful way because people... it was just glorious. And I look at it now and I just see him doing this bit and think, wow, I mean, no one else would do that. No one else would make that up, grab the makeup woman, make her be his wife, not give a shit, and then leave. And it was really funny. So that was my favorite.
Hi, Conan. I'm a big-time fan since 1998.
Oh, wow.
I'm 38 now, so most of my life.
That's so cool.
I missed the If They Made It bits. But I watched the hour.
I forgot about those. You miss a bit that I no longer remember. That's really sweet. I do meet people. We did a bit like in 1994 called Pimp Bot. He was half robot, half pimp. And we did it for like a year or two. And it has a fanatical following. And every now and then to this day, I'll meet like a 55-year-old man who's like, Pimp Bot, where is he? Where's Pimp Bot? What's your problem? It's like a guy who doesn't know the war is over 100 years later. So, how can I help you, sir?
So, I watched the hour-long special on how you got late night, and I wanted to know, after those first early tenuous years, when did you realize that you were good and kind of gain some confidence?
It took a super long time, to be honest with you. And it's funny because I remembered a young person, they had a bunch of college students come in just a few years ago when we were doing the show over at Warner Brothers, the Conan show, and she said, when does the nervousness and self-doubt end? And I said, I have really bad news for you. There's always some of that, you know? So, yeah, we had kind of a interesting introduction to late night television. It was, at the time, a really big deal that an unknown person was getting this show. And so I kind of had to learn how to do the job in front of everybody. And man, people had very strong opinions, many of them negative. But young people really liked it. And I think that was nice. But I didn't know that. I was not aware of that. And I only found out about it till much later on when those young people grew up into and became really successful comedians. And they would say, oh, your show, we used to watch your show all the time. That was the show we really loved. And I was like, why didn't you tell me? Why, John Mulaney, why didn't you tell me? He was like, I was 9. Why would you have listened to a 9-year-old? And I said, I would have listened to anybody. I would have been so happy. So it took a while. It took a number of years and to just, and insecurity and all those things that people have. And I just like to be really honest about the fact that it never quite goes away. You're always hoping, is this good enough? Was that okay? Could this be better? I mean, it goes back to, I know it sounds like I was doing a bit, yelling at myself in the mirror at 3 o'clock in the morning, but that still happens. It doesn't go on too long because my wife's not having it. But yeah, there's some unhealthy elements probably that go into doing this day in and day out and wanting it to be, special or good. And I think trying to figure all that out has taken me a long time. But marrying the right person really helped. Having great kids helped. And, getting some help really helped. I'm very vocal about that. I think people should should be very open to talk therapy if they need it, and if they do it responsibly, getting on meds, stuff like that. I think that has made a huge difference in my life. So, but it took a while. It took a long time.
Hi, I'm a teacher. I'm a middle school teacher.
What is your name?
Tyler.
Hey, Tyler, how are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
You're doing pretty good, thank you.
Good.
Thanks a lot. Next question.
All right.
You're a middle school teacher. Good for you. I love teachers.
There is currently a substitute teacher in my classroom. And if you were the substitute teacher, I want to know what sort of lesson you would do. How would you entertain the children?
Well,
how would you spend the day?
Okay. I get this rap. It's like, oh, he's so needy and he needs to try and make everybody laugh. And it's absolutely true. When my kids were little, there was this thing, and you've probably seen this, where they get the parents to come in and read to the class. And so they give you the book. You can't choose the book. So I came in one day and my daughter's like 6, and I'm just going to read this very normal, unfunny children's book. And I'm reading the book, and then I realize that there's like a little stuffed animal behind my head. And then if I push my head back, the little bunny's head will flip forward. And so I start working the head and then whipping around like the bunny is, and the kids start laughing really hard. And then I start doing stuff with more animals, and then I stop reading the book and I'm doing bits for the kids with the animals. And the teacher came over to me and whispered in my ear, just read the book. And I got home and I told my wife, I was killing. I was destroying. And she was like, there's 6. What the fuck is your problem? I think the problem would be, I've always thought that would be a detriment to me, my being a teacher, is that my need to get some laughs would start to interfere with the fact that I'm supposed to be teaching them about safe sex or something. And, or whatever, some important thing they need to know. That would get clouded over, and maybe the children would get in the way. I might alter, if I was teaching history, I might alter history so it was a little funnier. Maybe Lincoln's chasing Booth up the street, I would just do these things that I think would probably get me in trouble. So I think it's probably a good thing that I'm not teaching at your school, but I do applaud that you're doing it. I think it's good, and I think it would be a disaster. If I was a substitute teacher, maybe just for one day, and then kids would leave and say, what a sad, lonely old woman that was.
Hi, Conan.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good.
What's your name?
Calvin.
Hey, Calvin.
Me and my brother loved you growing up, so thank you for kind of shaping our weird.
If you could talk
comic.
to his mother,
I figured, yeah,
because
my mother enjoyed you just fine. So
I don't know. You've got to talk to this woman.
But my question is, you were a writer for The Simpsons, way back. Big fan of The Simpsons as well. But what is advice you usually give to up and coming, especially comedy writers, in this business?
My advice is start by picking something you really love, maybe that they're making right now, and then write in that style. Tim Robinson's show really makes me laugh. I'm always looking for who are the young people that are making stuff that really makes me laugh. And I think if I was a writer today, I would probably, and up and coming without a job, I might say, okay, I'm going to write a bunch of those sketches and see if I can get them. It doesn't mean necessarily I'll get a job on Tim Robinson, but they might find somebody else. But let's say you love Abbott Elementary, write an episode of watch the show, write it, find out what the format is so that you're right, so that if someone gets their hands on it, it's in the correct format. It looks like a real script. I'm always blown away over the years when we were looking for somebody to help us out, and someone would show me, well, this packet just came in, and if I saw on the first page 2 things that we could do that night, I mean, steal it and not pay them. No, like 2 sketches that, oh my God, I could see myself doing this right now. My attitude was always, get this person in here. Let's get them, because it's a very powerful thing when somebody everybody's always looking for good material. And there's a lot of stuff out there that is lazy, or the person hasn't, it's not in the right format, or it's not a good idea. But write what you would want to see. Do you know what I mean? Just be aspirational about it. This is a sketch that would really make me laugh if someone saw it. This is an episode of a TV show that would really make me howl if I saw it. Write that. Write for yourself. Make yourself happy, and chances are that's going to make someone else happy. Don't change yourself too much to try and fit another show. This guy didn't get a chance. Let's give him a chance right there.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Because I know he's going to give me money at the end.
Of course. Conan, Bobby, have a question for you.
That's very professional. Look at the way he did that, everybody. You call into radio shows a lot, don't you?
Of course.
Hey, Conan, Bobby, question.
My name is Link, by the way. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too.
On the
I'm trying to be as crisp and efficient as you. Bobby, what you got? Let's go.
On the podcast, Matt Gurley has stated that he loves the James Bond and Indiana Jones franchise.
Yeah.
If you could ruin one for him, which one would it be and why?
If I could what?
If you could ruin one of them for him.
Ruin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one would it be and how?
Wow, that's really good. Oh, I know what I would do. I would ruin James Bond for him because I think he truly loves Bond the most. And I would ruin it by becoming the next James Bond. And I would wear that wig over my hair
and totally ruin the franchise. I'd just, you know what I mean? I'd say my name's Bond. James Bond. And I'd turn into Nixon. Everything that would just make him not sexy, not cool. My fights would be a lot of slapping and shrieking. Then it would just end the franchise. They would never make another James Bond after that. And that would destroy it for Gorley. And also radioactively destroy all the ones that came before it. And I would make sure that I was put into scenes in the previous James Bonds where I just lean in and go, how's it going? Just totally take you out of the movie. I want to destroy Gorley's life. Thank you.
I would watch that.
Thank you for that idea.
So what do you miss most about, Boston after coming down to Southern California?
I miss seasons. I love fall, and I also love early winter, and I love wearing a coat outside because it makes me feel like I look better when I'm wearing a coat. And we all have some feelings about body dysmorphia or whatever. I just like me when I'm wearing a coat. And I look for any excuse to wear a coat. And if I could wear a parka in LA, I would. So I don't know, it's always been, I like going back to Boston. I'm going to go back there to see, my family still lives there. I'll go back for Thanksgiving. And that's the part I'm looking forward to, is it being cold outside and me wearing a coat that breaks up the fact that I'm 3/4 leg and have a very short, disproportional torso. And I think...
I didn't mean to go, yeah. Sorry.
But seriously, I love, you put on when I put on a pea coat, I'm just like this, hey, that guy's real tall, and yeah, that guy is well, no one's really saying that.
No one is saying that. I know. I don't know
Okay.
what you're talking about.
Well, anyway, I like seasons. I miss seasons a lot, and I love the walking culture here. There in Boston, when you walk around here, people think that you're mentally ill if you're walking, and it's like depressing that if I decide I'm just going to walk, and I'm going to walk to that drugstore, to that CVS that's 15 blocks from here.
15?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I really like to stretch the legs, you know what I'm saying?
Thanks.
But people think something's, that's what it's like here in Los Angeles. If someone's on the street, they think that something terrible's happened to Conan O'Brien. He's wandering the streets, and it's like, that will happen, but it hasn't happened yet. And that's some of the things that I miss.
It dips below 60 here. That's cold. I can't.
No, it's not cold.
That's really cold.
No, it's not cold.
It's so cold.
We talk about this all the time, and you're like, I hate it. It's 65. I can't stand it. It's not cold.
Your tolerance for the cold has probably changed, though. Like if you go back in the winter, you're
I don't
probably
think
like,
so.
"Ugh."
No, I'd never make that noise. I would never.
I learned that noise from you.
Okay, well, whatever. Cold air. Attacking my nether region.
Oh, man.
Well, that's where it tends to go.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know.
Have you spoken to Jordan, and how is he?
Well, it's so funny because wherever I go, people want to know how Jordan's doing. Or no, actually what they want to know is, why isn't Jordan with you right now? And I always say, because I want to enjoy my life.
Yeah.
Jordan is, and this is true. What's amazing about Jordan Schlansky is people do these deep dives on the Jordan Schlansky remotes and the adventures that we've had together. And they see that I get irritated with him. And a lot of people think, well, it's got to be an act. And you'll back me up on this, Sona.
Yeah.
It's not an act.
It's not an act.
He is a very irritating fellow.
I wish it was an act.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah. And he was, for years at our show, driving people up the wall with his long, pompous explanations of how to make the best latte. And then we just realized that when I talk to this guy, it's kind of magical. And then we've had all these adventures together over the years, and everyone wants more. They want more Jordan Schlansky. But I'm constantly bumping into people who said, my family and I just did like 4 hours of you and Jordan. And I think, why? Why would you watch me and this very irritating man drive each other insane? But it is pure. And I do try to explain that to people.
Yeah.
I think that's why it works. I don't think you could make up a person like Jordan Schlansky.
No. You recently launched a channel on Samsung TV, and he went to New York and just handed ice cream out to people.
Yeah.
And just drove around New York just handing out ice cream.
Yeah.
And I think it was very popular.
Yes, it was. People really liked it. I don't understand. He's been asked because he has fans like the band Rush really liked Jordan, and Jordan likes Rush. So they asked Jordan to come out and like open their show by just appearing and waving.
My God. I'm scared how many common interests Jordan and I have.
Oh, you're a big Rush fan?
I do love Rush. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, that was okay.
What?
It sounded judgy. Like you were like, oh, you like Rush? Okay.
Not at all.
Oh, okay.
Geddy Lee, he's great.
You can't just say someone's name in the band to prove you like the band.
Anywho, no, they're great. They're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Anywho, Jordan, that's the important thing, and he's not Rush, and he's out there, and there'll be more Jordan, and he will reemerge. Right now, things have just gotten a little quiet with this writer's strike, and they'll remain that way until it gets resolved.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth.
Hi.
I've been a huge fan for yours for years, and I actually got a tattoo of you. And I was wondering if you could sign it so I could get that tattooed.
Oh my God. Can I see it? Is that
Right here.
I want to
It's like a skull. A skull.
It's a what?
It's like the
Can you come? You can come closer. It's okay.
Not too close.
You want to go to murder houses with us?
Here, come on up here.
Come on up here. It's okay.
Okay.
I like you got a tattoo of me and you're petrified. Oh my God, that's my skull.
Yeah.
That's my skull. And is there a cobweb coming out of my busted eye?
We found our podcast art.
Oh my God, look at
Wow.
this. That's incredible. They did a really beautiful job. We have to. Yeah, let me explain. It's my skull. And there's a my skull is smashed. My hair is still intact. Because often hair stays attached to the skull. Something well, whatever. I'll tell you why I know that later. And then are these bottles of liquor?
Yep.
And
drinking.
so I drank myself to death?
I just like drinking.
Oh, you like drinking? Yeah.
It does look like you drank yourself.
It looks like
to
I
death.
drank myself to death.
Okay, we could change the story then.
No, I don't want to change the story. I'm still processing that I'm dead and my face is smashed in. Okay, you'd like me to sign this?
Yes, please.
Are you sure? I don't. You're a very attractive person. I don't want you.
Like right here.
Can you really think twice before you get this
I
put on your
promise
body?
This might devalue things.
I know. This will.
But devalue her?
Okay, there you go.
Thank you so much.
All right. Okay. Don't. That's gonna smudge.
I'm gonna go to the tattoo shop right after this.
That's cool.
You said you've been drinking now?
This one.
Just one?
Yeah.
What'd you have?
I have an IPA.
Okay. All right.
That's cool though. That looks cool.
That's it. It's very cool, and I love the person who does your work is really talented.
Thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Okay. Well, I don't know what to say. I feel like I'm responsible for you now.
No.
Should I come live nearby? Okay. Where do you live?
Oh, stop it.
In Whittier.
Okay.
I was born and raised in Whittier.
Really?
Yeah.
Wasn't Nixon in Whittier?
Yeah, he went to Whittier College.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sorry. All right. I don't know how to end this conversation. I'm being very honest. I'm very stunned. Yeah.
Can I have one more question? Can
Yeah.
Can I get a picture of you afterwards?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Stick around. I will take a picture with you, and I mean, you have my, well, it's not my face, it's my skull, and now my name tattooed on your arm. So of course I'll take a picture with you.
So much.
It was really nice to meet you. Yeah, I'm honored. Thank you. I'm encouraging everyone listening. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, obviously, the movie was and is a true delight.
Now, have you read the thing that we added to the?
Well, here's what I love:
the screenplay for a Bounty Law episode.
Yes, here's what I love because this is you. This is the essence of. I call you QT behind your back, but the essence of Quentin Tarantino is so you write this very good novelization of, and again, this is not
a replication of what happens in the movie. It's sort of a deeper dive in some ways, but then
tell the story it's the same story, but I tell it in a vaguely different way.
A very different way, yeah. And then you get to the end, and you have written, I believe, a script for a TV episode of Bounty Law, and you have a very realistic front page of the script
with a coffee ring on
with
it.
a coffee ring on it, and it says it's written by Robert Fuzz.
Yes,
don't know who the fuck that is, and it says revised final draft July 6th, 1959, and then it's a very good Bounty Law
episode. You get a sense of the show.
Yeah, episode of Bounty Law, and then you have all of this. Like the Bounty Law lunchbox and the Bounty
comic books, the
TV guides, which are, and then you have the Mad Magazine parody of Bounty Law, which is fantastic and spot on.
Okay, this is the perfect last story for this episode that you will appreciate. Okay, go back again to the cover of the Mad Magazine there.
Oh yeah. Okay, got it.
Okay, so the idea was, he's gonna when it comes to Rick's apartment, his house, he's going to have some of his posters will be up framed and like the TV guides that he's on, he'll have those framed. But also was the idea that Mad would have done a spoof of Bounty Law. And so he would have had the cover of that. And so we went to the Mad Magazine people and we said, look, what we want to do is we want to have the real Mad Magazine cover that you guys draw, and we want to draw as if Jack Davis was doing the drawing.
Right.
And I had the whole idea in my mind that it would be Alfred E. Newman on the wanted poster with his finger up his nose. And Rick kind of doing a double take when he sees him. So I described to them exactly what I wanted for the poster, and they go, okay. And so they have their Jack Davis guy, and he went and he drew it. And then when it was done, it looked so terrific.
It's perfect.
And then they came back to us, and then we said, hey, look, guys, I don't know if you want to do this or not, but if you want to do it, we can show you all the footage we shot for Bounty Law. And if you wanted to do a spoof in the magazine of Bounty Law, Lousy Law, I'm the one that came up with the Lousy Law title, we would be into that. Well, they thought that was kind of a good idea too. So they came down into the editing room and we showed them all the Bounty Law footage we had. And then they wrote their little spoof and then they came out with it. So they used that cover as their real cover. And then they had the spoof in the magazine. It turned out that was the last original episode, last original issue of Mad Magazine ever published.
Oh, you're kidding.
They still publish Mad Magazine, but it's reprints now.
Yes, I've actually seen that because I've run across them and I wanted my son to know, because Mad Magazine was such a big deal to me. And I used to actually always go to the movie spoofs.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I would read those, and often
really good movie criticism.
Yeah, really good movie criticism, and also often I read those without seeing the movie.
Yeah, that happened a bunch of times.
I'm like, I don't need to see this movie.
Okay, but you're not getting the most important part of this story, Conan.
Sorry,
I designed and formatted the cover of the last original Mad Magazine issue.
I want to put a little twist on your summation. You killed Mad Magazine. What about that? Hey there. Welcome to Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. I'm feeling good. I really am.
Must be nice.
It is nice. It's nice to feel good. Why, you're not feeling good, Matt?
No, I am feeling good.
Really? Yeah. No, but I still feel better than you. I know I do.
How do you know? You can't quantify that. You can't see in my brain.
I can. I just feel like...
Fight.
You want us to fight? No, we're not going to fight about this. I just feel very good. I feel like I'm reaching some kind of peak in my life.
I think you are feeling better than me because you've got your collar open more than I have, and that's a sign of a happy person.
I'm going to even go down a button.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Look at that right there.
We've got about the same amount of chest hair.
I was going to say, do you guys have chest hair?
Well, I took care of my chest hair for a reason.
What?
Yeah. Just the other day.
Oh. You mean took care of it? You like assassinated
I shaved my chest hair.
Why?
Because I'm going to start doing porno.
Oh, right.
Because I found out that, there's a strike going on right now and you're not supposed to be doing any writing. And some of that porno is not guild covered.
That's the only thing you did to prepare for the porn you're about to shoot?
Yeah. And then it turns out you need to be able to function and stuff.
which I didn't know. So I shaved my chest, and I walked in there, and I went, I'm ready to go. And they said, well, can you kind of work yourself up into a state of excitement? I went, I could if it was 1988.
You did shave your chest.
No, I did.
Why?
I'm going to tell you why. I shaved my chest for biking. That's right, biking.
What?
Yeah, biking.
Did you shave your legs too?
I shaved my entire body.
But you have arm hair.
Yeah, I didn't touch that part.
But you just said you shaved your entire body.
To me, entire body means chest, and then the whole stomach area.
Okay.
And
What's
then
below that? What do you mean?
I call it my nether regions. No, I didn't do that.
The icy delta.
Yeah.
The full thatched roof.
Yeah.
Look, we got to talk about some business here. This is the episode where we have Questlove on.
Yes, we do
And
have to talk about this.
Questlove is it fair to say a devotee of this podcast?
I didn't know that.
And that's quite humbling, I think.
It is. He's one of those connoisseurs of, well, obviously, seems like one of a hyper cool person.
Absolutely.
And he's always curating music playlists for people and telling people what to listen to. And then it turns out I'll use the word geeky fan for our podcast, which was nice to hear, really nice to hear. And he's a great guy. Love talking to him.
He geeks out so much so that he was aware of how long Jeff Goldblum's second appearance on this show, his Hi, My Name Is Friend intro.
Yes.
Was.
Because most people say, hi, my name is, blank. And I'll just throw in, hi, my name is Tommy Tuberville. He was a great interview. I feel...
Is that a person?
Yes.
He's the politician,
He's
right?
the senator who's holding up the entire military appointments of our government just so that he can make some point about social justice.
Okay.
Something. I didn't
know
explain
news.
that well. Yeah. You thought Tommy Tuberville was a children's cartoon character. literally.
It does sound like it.
Yeah, literally a tuba. Boop, 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 boop. Here comes Tommy Tuberville. No, he doesn't. He's trying to make sure that no one can. I mean, you would care about this. That women in the military.
Time well spent.
That's good.
This is.
That's good.
Well, I'm sorry. I have to explain things to Sona.
He
doesn't want any social issues.
I'm not getting at you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you're mad at me.
You brought him up.
I'm furious.
You brought him up talking about Questlove.
Do you want me to back up and not talk about Tommy Tuberville?
It's too late
No,
now.
we have to.
Isn't it also Tuberville?
Well, I thought it was too, and then I listened to a podcast and they called him Tuberville.
What podcast did you listen to?
It's called Mispronunciations.
I thought it might be.
No, apparently I was convinced it was Tuberville, and then I've heard several things where they call him Tuberville.
Now I'm part of this problem.
Yeah, exactly. So you guys, you're really helping, by the way. Anyway, very controversial senator at the moment, and irritating a lot of people.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's not the point. The point is most people have a quick intro. Hi, my name is Harrison Ford, and I feel shitty about being Conan O'Brien's friend. And then we move on. Questlove came on and was aware that the record is held by
Jeff Goldblum's second appearance.
Jeff Goldblum's second appearance, where Jeff went on and on and on. And it was that for a long time. And then Questlove came in on a mission to defeat Jeff Goldblum's record. And the question is, did he?
No.
Whoa, what?
Wow.
He went on forever.
I agree, but I have it on good authority from our man in the engineering section, Eduardo, that he did not beat him. But that's reason to have Questlove back.
Yes.
And
so that he can
shot.
beat it.
Well, because Goldblum got to, in fairness, Goldblum got to try one out, and then he came in and he mastered the whole thing.
Yeah, but I'm still shocked because, as you know, Questlove really stretched it out.
Yeah.
To the point that I left.
Yeah.
And I did some welding on a 1966 Volkswagen Beetle.
You also recorded another podcast episode with a totally different guest.
Yeah, and I made a margarita pizza from scratch.
Wow.
And built the oven that I cooked it in, and then came back in, and Questlove was still going.
I got a great idea.
What?
2 podiums, 2 people, 2 intros.
Yes.
Same time.
Yes.
Goldblum, Questlove.
Yes, and third one, Tuberville.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And it's just all him explaining how his name's pronounced.
Yeah.
And why he thinks women shouldn't be allowed
to leave, get military leave to take care of their female health issues.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry. And sorry, Tuberville, but
No, don't apologize to him. He can suck it.
Exactly. Well, guess
He
what?
can suck my dick.
I wasn't expecting that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Wow, we were just gone for 3 weeks, and you have a cock. The things, and that comes up now.
It just grew. I don't know how, but it just grew.
Please tell me.
I thought you were going to say like his shaved little baby arm.
Oh, nice. Please, let's not get that rumor out there. Good
Full
Lord, we all know.
articulating fingers.
No one has big dick energy like Conan O'Brien.
You shave to be more aerodynamic on a bike?
I'm making this all up.
Oh,
but,
okay.
Yeah, I wanted to be able to ride without a shirt and without pants
Oh.
and have no aerodynamic drag.
That sounds dangerous.
Wait, so you have no pants on, so you meaning your little guy's flapping in the breeze.
Well, first of all, not a little guy, quite average to B plus. I get a solid B plus A minus.
But isn't that going to cause some drag?
I get a lot of compliments in the past from my girlfriends with glaucoma. Anyway, no, I cut a hole in the seat, so it slides in there. Yeah, and then sometimes when I'm stopped at a light, I just sort of wiggle it around a little bit, and it feels fantastic.
What if you get aroused on the way?
Why?
That's the whole point.
You do a wheelie?
Yeah.
Let's start the episode.
I forgot my kickstand. No problem. Hi.
Oh my God.
My name's Dick Joke Johnson.
Aw.
That's the kind of stuff you can expect from the witty and urbane Conan O'Brien. Let's get into this and let's hear. Hey, you got to check this out because I do love this gentleman, and you also have to hear his intro.
They already have.
Oh, right. I forgot how the podcast
No, you
works.
never knew how the podcast worked.
I'll listen to it one day. I'm just not a fan of the host.
I get it.
The basic story of the roots is that, right out of high school, we started busking on street corners, like around 91, 92.
You're playing like buckets, right?
Literally the fastest version of this like 9-hour story is, my dad wanted me to go to either Curtis Institute. If you've seen, she just got nominated for Best Actress, Cate Blanchett in Tar.
Oh, Tar, yeah.
So the institute that built that woman, that's what my dad wanted for me. Good choice. Yeah, Curtis Institute is one like the most hardest, difficult musical.
Can I jump in 1 second and just say this is interesting to me because your dad famously is part of this doo-wop band.
Yeah, my dad was like a Philadelphia doo-wop legend back in the 50s.
Lee Anders and the Hearts,
right.
and I mean, killer doo-wop band. And it's interesting to me that your dad is pushing you towards this classical thing when he's from doo-wop.
Okay, here's the thing about black people, especially with traumatized black people. We will always, because we're in a constant fight or flight situation, we're always going to choose safety first.
Right.
So in his mind, it was like, if you join sort of like an institution that's like classical music, we're also big on like respectable politics, like, wear a suit and tie, that sort of thing. Then you'll get a good job. So in his mind, like, hey, you one day you too can make maybe $250,000 and that sort of thing. And in my mind, I'm like, well, wait a minute. I want to be the guy that owns the stadium that acts play, and like, why are you dreaming so small for me and not for myself? So that's a whole nother story.
I get that though. They worry about us. They do.
Yeah, and dude, I grew up in the crack 80s where literally every 3 seconds someone's dying. So it's also a Russian roulette game that my future was written. So that said, he wanted me to go to either Juilliard or Curtis. And so I trained as such. For the first 6 years of my life, I went to one performing arts school, and then they took me out during like middle school to early high school to go to this like this college prep thing that would have instantly made me like Harvard material. See, we could have been friends there or whatever. So
I didn't have friends there.
And that's the episode.
We're all laughing.
Yeah, well.
We're all laughing at you.
Look, wherever Charlie Brown goes, he's still fucking Charlie Brown. But anyway, yeah.
Anyway, so I saw this as an opportunity because I didn't want to go to the college prep school.
Right.
Even though I've been playing professionally with my father since I was a kid, my first gig was at Radio City Music Hall, like at the age of 12.
And I know this story because his drummer like hurt his arm.
Motorcycle accident.
Yeah, and your dad said, "Hey, kid, get up there."
You know the show, right?
Yeah, and you were like, "All right," and it's Radio City Music Hall,
Right.
which is incredible.
Well, I knew the show I wasn't nervous at all. But the sort of anecdote to that is that the second I got off stage, I wasn't and I'm band leading like adults, and I'm 12 years old.
Right.
And I'm band leading. But, I could play like adult since I was 5. I get off stage, and I walk backstage, and this black woman says, "Oh, my God, young man, that was awesome. That was great." And I was like, "Oh, God." I said, "You're Susan from Sesame Street." Oh. She's like, "Indeed I am. My husband was playing keyboards." And I was like, and I threw him backstage.
Those Sesame Street people got that a lot.
I would do that now if I saw someone from Sesame Street.
Yeah.
I'd throw up.
Hey, Sona, think of all the amazing things in life that are expressions of just you.
Yeah.
I mean, like the chocolate that you had on your face when you came in because you just ate that. What was it you were eating?
I was eating a giant cookie.
Giant cookie.
Yeah.
And that's so Sona.
Okay.
Or that song you stream over and over again that's just so you. What's that song for you?
Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star.
Yeah.
But it's for my boys, not
I know.
me.
Still, it's nice.
Okay.
Or, that podcast, that comedy podcast you just got to listen to.
Yeah, Conan O'Brien needs a friend.
Exactly. Is that what you listen to in your spare time?
Yeah.
I love it. Everything that makes you makes all the difference. State Farm believes insurance should work the same way. Your plan, your coverage selections can be personalized by you and only you.
Cool.
I shouldn't shout, but this is how strongly I feel about it.
You got so aggressive.
The ability to choose the plan you want by picking the options that fit you, like choosing to bundle your home and auto policies, is what the State Farm Personal Price Plan is all about. Getting the coverage you want at an affordable price just for you. Call or go to statefarm.com today to create your State Farm Personal Price Plan. Prices vary by state. Options selected by customers. Availability and eligibility may vary.
I told my parents, I want to play with musicians my own age, and I want to go to this school, which to them, to tell your parents you want to go to a public school and that sort of thing after they've done invested in the best education to get you in this institution. It was a Hail Mary throw, but they fell for it, and the plan was that I was going to find that girl for my best friend at our old school so that she could be his date for the junior prom. And
you're a good friend.
I was a great friend.
Yeah.
And so I found out, I still don't know why a high school student would occasionally work in the office. Like, I don't know how that works, but it was her job to hand out school tokens. We would get like free bus tokens to get back because we didn't have like a school bus system.
Right.
I was standing in line for school tokens, and in front of me was kind of like a Dreamweaver moment, like where the prettiest girl in school, like another girl, totally unrelated, was talking about music, which instantly, like, my ears were pricked, and she made a wrong Prince reference. And I'm the human version of hashtag, well, actually.
Oh, no.
You remember on the Smurfs when Brainy would say, well, actually, and then seconds later they tossed him in the trash can. Yes. I was that guy. I was like, well, actually, that was a B-side, a Japanese import B-side, which is longer than the album version.
You're Linus.
Right. And so, like, the four girls just looked at me like, no one asked you.
Yeah.
And I was just trying my hardest to, like, impress them with anything. That probably maybe 2 months later, I interjected myself again in a conversation I shouldn't have, and I said, well, no, it was that song because, we sampled that last night. And they were like, sample where? I was, at the studio. And it's like, who? I said, me and my group. Who's in your group? And literally, the way that Tariq and I met, like, it's somewhere between, like, A Tale of Two Cities and...
Can I just say something? This is a common sitcom plot.
Yeah.
Of
This is a sitcom plot of, I got to impress the girl, you're chatting, you get in over your head, you
Right.
say, my group, your group, yeah. We're in the studio, we want to see you play, sure, next week. And then you run down the hall, guys, we got to form a band.
That is literally,
oh my
that is literally how I'm in this chair right now. So, now the thing was, Tariq really had an insane gift for talking off the top of his head. So I knew that he had a gift for doing that, and he just happened to walk by, and I was like, oh, with him. So then I went to the next 2 periods of class, like in orchestra, and somewhere in orchestra class, I thought about it. I said, nah, I gotta warn him. So I'm in the basement. Put like Flight of the Bumblebee in here, like. And the lunchroom is on the 8th floor. I'm in the basement, so literally, oh, sorry, lady. No, excuse me. Like,
Watch it there. We're 2 guys carrying a plate of glass.
Right. A giant wedding cake.
And you missed it, and then someone else walked through it.
And I ran to the cafeteria, and I was like, yeah, if anyone asks, we're a group. And he was literally cool. Okay. And that is how the Roots were born.
That's fantastic.
We were also in school the same time that Boyz II Men are becoming Boyz II Men.
Mm-hmm.
So it's literally like they're in the bathroom harmonizing, and they won every contest. They would like cheat and put like glitter in their hands and do something like that, and girls would be like, and I'm like, no. Like, Nate cheats in calculus class. Like, you're falling for that? Like, all I have to do is have some glitter in my hand and do that Michael Jackson 3-handed point thing.
Yep.
Do a bunch
let
of
me tell you
that.
something. I did it for a while in my monologue on the late night show. Killed every time. It works in comedy, too.
So we were, at that time, if you were an extra on a unmentionable Philadelphia comedy icons #1 rated show, you went to this school.
Right.
Every person who's a jazz god now went to this school. So we were like invisible. And even with the pedigree of like, yeah, I've been playing with my dad since I was 5 years old. My first gig was at Radio City. Like, first day of school, Miles Davis is in my school picking one of the kids to be his new keyboard player because one of his guys has a drug habit and has to go to rehab. So you'll fill in Joey DeFrancesco at the age of 16. Like, that's just how it was. So we graduated, and now it's like, well, okay, I guess I got to live my dad's dream and audition for Juilliard. So I auditioned for the new school and for Juilliard in around like 92. Tariq just, it's a free trip to New York, so he comes with me. We're on a train ride back home, and this is somewhere out of either a Grey Poupon commercial or that last scene in Dumb and Dumber. The world's most beautiful woman. It's always a beautiful woman behind this thing. And it's a slow motion walk.
Yep.
To me. Now, here's the thing. The previous year, is when Boyz II Men started to blow up. They came out the box with a single called Motown Philly. And of course they're, calling up their high school friends, hey, be in the video, whatever. So they asked me to play drums in that video. So, I milked those 1.9 seconds. Wait, let me rephrase it. Tariq milked those 1.9 seconds because literally, like, after the video became like heavy rotation on MTV, we'd be ready to go out for whatever, and he'd just look at me like, what are you doing? And I'm like, what? He's like, come on, man, put the shirt on. I was like, come on, dude.
Oh, put the same shirt? Yes.
That
you have
entire
to.
summer, I had to dress in the exact outfit that I
Of course you did.
The way you stand was
No, it's true. I'd have had a T-shirt made that would say, or I'd wear a hat that say, yes, I'm that guy from 1 minute, 32 seconds.
The entire summer of 1991, I'd have to put on the hoodie, that dingy-ass T-shirt, those Oshkosh Bagosh thing, and walk up and down South Street. We would do like 9 rotations. And, wait, ain't you there? Oh my God, and Tariq would take their numbers down and everything. And that's literally like our social, the way your staff is holding their hearts right now.
Yep.
I feel like such a dweeb. Anyway.
Not at all.
Anyway, so it's a year later, and nothing is more painful than the slow, dim fade of like, Al Bundy's always bragging about those like 4 touchdowns at Polk High. Like, I didn't want to become that guy, but suddenly I noticed like, oh, the magic's not working anymore. Like, it's not working.
There's no glitter in my hand anymore.
Right. So the world's most beautiful woman walks up to me and Tariq, and she's like, "You're the drummer in the Spike Lee Levi's commercial, right?" Now, there was a guy, there's a bucket drummer, the guy that pioneered the idea of when you see street musicians bucket drumming. His name is Chocolate. He's from DC. He moved to New York and he was, playing buckets and whatnot. And Spike Lee saw him and put him in a Levi. So now he's the new drummer of the moment. Like, he's in the Mariah Carey video, and I'm a little jealous. Like, oh, damn.
You're like, those are buckets.
I got to find a new So she's like, "Are you the drummer in the Spike Lee Levi's commercial?" And I was like, "No, I'm not."
That's where you and I are different.
And
I'd have said, yes, I am.
And you are Black Thought of the Roots. And just,
I am Tariq.
And just like that commercial in Dumb and Dumber, she's like, "Oh, okay." And she walks back and got off the next stop, and Tariq was just like, I felt the "you asshole" running.
Idiot.
He kept riding the whole time, calling up people. And next day, we crashed at my parents' crib, living room. Next day, Soul Train's on. The commercial's on, and then that becomes like our Doc Brown flex capacitor sitcom sort of like.
You look at each other and
why don't we do that?
Yes.
Like literally, that commercial came on. It's like, well, why don't we do that? And literally an hour later, like we're and grabbing buckets and everything, sneaking out. And we went on South Street. If we didn't make $120, then it would have been a one-time only thing. But in like 2 hours, like we're rich. And our whole thing was like 60 for you, 60 for me. This is date night money. You can buy a quarter pound of turkey, some bread, steal some condiment packages, and that's a date. Make your own sandwich. Yes, we go to like the park or whatever, and here have some lunch meat.
Oh my god!
That line never worked for me.
It's the way you say it.
How'd you like some lunch meat?
No.
It never worked.
It's the way he's right.
If you're from Philadelphia, if you're from the tri-state, Wawa is a religion. So for $5, you can buy like a half gallon of lemonade, a whole bunch of turkey meat, some pepper jack cheese, some bread, and steal the condiments. And
okay, I'm writing this down.
Right.
Me now at my age. Yeah. Excuse me there, young lady. Questlove has given me the following lists, and I have all these items.
Right. So you would do that. No, and that was like romantic. And movies were cheap back then. If you see it before 6 p.m., you can see the matinee for like, whatever, $2.50. Sure. That was date night money. So we were like, hell yeah, we're doing this again. Told my friend about it the next week, and he's a bass player in my jazz class, and he's like, "Well, you guys going to do it again?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, can I join you guys?" Sure. Now, he drives. I didn't drive. He drives with the station wagon, his dad's station wagon. He shows up, and he has his upright bass in the back, and I'm getting my buckets. He's like, "Well, dude, I got the station wagon, so get your real drums." And I was like, "Oh, man, my dad will kill me. I can't do that." He's like, "Well, he's not home." I said, "Yeah, you're right." So I snuck, very stealth operation of loading my drums in the station wagon, and that's literally how the Roots were born. Hi, my name is Questlove.
I love that your name still cracks you up after all these years.
Being as though this podcast saved my life during the pandemic. I've heard every adjective used to describe how does one want to be friends with Conan. However, before I give the adjective, yes, I'm already going to break Jeff Goldblum's record.
Yes! Go for it!
But as a creator, and a creator that relies on an editor, I want to know who's the person that has to extend Jack White's padding foot.
Yeah.
So right now,
that's an added kick drum.
no, you're going to do the extended 12
I'm
inch.
just gonna loop it.
Wait.
You're going to hear Jack's foot get tired and slow down and lose the beat. Keep going, Jack.
Oh,
we got to get Questlove to the finish line.
Wait, by the time I got to the Goldblum episode, I was like, wait a minute, did he call up Jack to custom make extra feet? And then I realized it's only when I became a nightmare to my own editor that I realized that you're going to have to figure out how many measures of 4 are you going to end.
I'm just going to put a kick drum mallet on a metronome next to a kick drum and then go take a nap. Boom, boom.
I love how we're talking how long it's going.
As it's going.
As it's going.
As it's going.
That's right.
Can we just do the entire podcast?
This is going to be.
Oh my God.
Go for it.
That's a first.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had so many adjectives to use. I'm just gonna go simple, which of course none of this is simple. I'm fine with it. However.
All that for I'm fine with it?
Beautiful.
I'm fucking fine with it?
No, but this is the thing.
That's how I feel about a colonoscopy. Like, I'm fine with it. It gets the job done. I don't want it.
But here's the thing. I was initially chagrined and angered that you guys dared pitch me to do this podcast without Matt or like literally, you're kind of like Charlie Brown. Like, not saying like you're not the star of your own Halloween special.
You want the full experience.
Yes.
And you want to make sure that
yes.
Pigpen
Okay.
and the girl with red hair are there. I'm sorry.
Frida?
No, I think what he's saying is...
Wait, you're Frida? How do you demote her? Wait, time out.
I wanted to minimize them as much as I
Why
could.
the red hair? Which one is she?
Because no one knows her name.
Which one's the one that always pushes? Is that Lucy? That always
Lucy
takes
Van
the
Pelt?
Yeah, you're very much Lucy to his Charlie.
Yeah, she has a last name, Lucy Van Pelt.
Oh my God, how do you know?
Well, because she is the brother of Linus Van Pelt.
That's right.
Oh.
Lucy Van Pelt. Yeah. I have a knack for attracting a lot of Lucy Van Pelts in my life.
Oh.
Like proverbial football
tugging
bruiser.
Just real quick, are we still in the intro?
Yeah, I was going to say.
Okay,
Okay. I'm fine with it. And
cue music.
Yeah, cue music.
I'm sure.
All right. Well, here's what I'll say. Let me clear something up right away.
Yes.
I go to New York occasionally, and when I'm in New York, we get whoever's available in New York. We've been wanting to talk to you for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
You were available, and then and this was pitched through someone else, and then I hear, no, he really wants to do it with the whole gang. And I thought, A, mistake.
No.
What?
But
No.
B, fine. I'm fine with that. I'm glad
what
you're
he's
here.
saying is you're excused today, Conan. And
Yeah,
we'll handle
we'll
this.
take it from here.
All right, I'll pipe down.
No, man, it's important. You know.
Yeah, you're fine with being here.
I have so many questions for them, and but
this is nice.
Well,
Yeah, I like this.
listen, this is when you're on this podcast, it's your podcast, so feel free to ask them anything you want.
But are we really going to be friends?
Yeah.
Okay, because
do you want that?
I honestly want it. Yes.
Okay, I'm in.
So the transition week of you doing the last of late night.
Yep.
Before
taking over the Tonight Show.
Yeah, before we came in, we as in the Fallon people.
Yep.
Came to do it. You were like walking in the hallway and whatever. And instantly, like when people feel like they know someone, sort of like a poster on the wall, whatever. You don't know them, but they feel like they know you. And instantly, I was like, "Oh man, me and Conan are gonna get along famously. This is gonna be awesome." And then I turned a corner, even though I've been on your show maybe 3 to 4 times.
You've been on 3 times with the Roots.
Yeah. But I don't know why I never took into account that you're a giant. Or maybe because I'm sitting behind a drum set.
Yep.
And I didn't take into account how tall you were. And plus, I'm on, that's when being on television was like really like a big deal. So I wasn't in my right mind. Now it's just like, okay, I'll show up. But I saw you walking down the hallway, and instantly I just started to shrink. Like, oh no, he's too tall to be. He's too tall to be my friend.
Oh, you know what's so funny that you say that is, well, you've been with me, Sona. It's the only thing people talk about when I walk around.
Yeah,
I get that all the time, and people
Yeah.
act like I've lied to them. So when I go through like
It's
security
surprising.
checkpoints, people
Right.
are like, "Hey, man." Fuck you. I didn't know you were this tall. It's like, what did I do?
Well, because you have approachable energy. I'll say that you and leader who should not be named 45 are probably the two of the most.
Wow.
I'm glad you got that.
Where's this going?
You two have a commonality,
Oh no.
and it's not hair. It's not hair. It's your.
It's a little bit hair.
Both of you are tall. Like even he. I didn't know that he was tall.
How tall is he?
Yeah, he's a big guy.
He's like 6'4".
Is he really?
No.
Dude, his son, old boy, is like 6'8" already. He's like what, 12 years old?
Barron's huge.
No. But no, Trump is not 6'4". But the thing is, what's that?
6'3".
Yeah, and there's a big difference between 6'3"
Okay.
and 6'4".
6'3" with fluff.
It's an incalculable difference.
When my afro's out, people think I'm like 6'3", 6'4". I'm like 6'2", maybe 6'1".
So wait a minute. You say, I'm just keeping track here. You're fine. Quote, fine with being my friend. And you liken me to Donald Trump in my approachability.
And Charlie Brown.
You know what it is? Okay.
We're going to wrap this up very soon.
Right. Trust me, the show's going to be, I told you guys, I'm warning you guys what you're in for. No, I'm pretty much going to be either the Trix Rabbit or the Cuckoo. What's the Cocoa Pebbles?
Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Sonny, that's it. He has a name? Wow, Van Pelt and Sonny.
Yeah.
Wait, how is his name Sonny?
I don't think the Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, was he had a name?
Sonny.
Because I know,
Yes,
because I take my
it is.
sugar cereals very
Yes.
That's insane that you know that.
I don't know what to say. I'm not proud. It's the same thing. It just lives there like Van Pelt. I was just thinking the same thing when you
Van
said
Pelt
Lucy.
I respect. But knowing...
Excuse me.
I'm sorry, but you shouldn't know the name.
Do you know
No, it
Captain
is Sunday.
Crunch's little sidekicks?
Sure.
Smedley.
The Soggies.
Well, the side. Well, I know Smedley's the elephant.
Oh, yes, that's right. Yeah.
Well, Smedley was for Peanut Butter Crunch, wasn't he?
Maybe. And then Jim Backus did Captain's voice, right?
Okay, am I ruining this show by rabbit holing you guys?
No. And this is a good. And by the way, we're gonna play this for a neurologist later.
Yeah.
And we're gonna come back. We're gonna come back with your diagnosis, and then we're gonna get you on the right medicine.
Well, my whole point was that each cereal commercial starts the same. Like those guys try to be cool, calm, and collective about it, and then midway in the plot, then they lose their excitement, and suddenly you realize you have a crazy person on your hand.
Yes.
So that's exactly, which is why I ask you: Are these guys into microdosing at all, or edibles? And
My answer was no. Right?
What? Your answer for yourself?
No, my answer was I'm into it.
Yeah.
You're not into it.
I'm square that way. Yes.
I burned myself out in my 30s. We talked about this on the way in today.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, next, all right, appearance number 4. I like the way that I'm already manifesting my. Like I want to be the Sandra Bernhardt to your Letterman. So
trust me.
Wait, and also, am I alienating your demographic?
Who cares?
With all these old ass references.
No. And let me quickly ask you: what is your go-to kid cereal?
I am peanut butter Captain Crunch all day.
It is fucking fantastic, that stuff. It is amazing.
Do you know about the history of cereal? Do you know why cereal was invented?
Was this the Kellogg Don't Masturbate stuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm a little bit familiar with this story, but since you began, go ahead.
Oh, that's all I basically know.
Well, he was a 7-day, Kellogg's was a 7-day Adventist guy. He had a wife, and I guess even they slept in separate sleeping quarters.
Right.
They adopted their children.
Separate vaginas.
Yeah. Oh God, am I going to get canceled after this appearance?
No, you're being canceled during the appearance.
So what happens is, I guess he feels as though whatever's used to make beef, the whatever drugs are injected in the cow or the pig, whatever, that it's making America closer to that of Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yep.
And so he figures that a vegetarian diet will cause us to stop procreating and fucking.
Yep.
And so he invents a tasty counterpart to stop us from masturbating, which is cornflakes. That's
Well, the original slogan for cornflakes was "Now with 30% less fucking." That's an actual, and it was. But it's true.
Can I work here?
Yes, you can work here.
Wait,
take my job.
I always think great comedy performers need to have, and I'm saying this because I've never liked my eyes. I think I just don't like my eyes. You have the greatest, I mean, your eyes are.
You really get me, dog.
What's that?
You really get me.
But it's, but what I'm saying is, you have, and all my favorite comics through history have these eyes that can do all the work for them. You have these beautiful eyes, but they're also great. They're so, I know, I keep doing, I don't know why.
We know what eyes are.
I'm showing you. I'm being, you know what I'm being?
It's so funny.
I'm being aspirational.
Yeah, it's like, it's not racist, but I'm like, it's like, is it offensive? I'm just trying to save you. I'm like, I don't know how this is going to be interpreted.
I don't think this is racist.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not.
This is just me trying to have normal eyes.
It's just
instead
weird.
It's just weird.
Yeah,
It's
just a
weird.
weird thing to do. Yeah.
You know what I love?
I feel you, though.
Let's say this one thing. Conan O'Brien, not racist, but weird.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's always been clear.
Yeah, I think that's always been the case. Thank you. Thank you, though. I really appreciate that. And,
But you must know, I mean, you have a very beautiful face that's also very expressive. No, I'm serious.
I fucking love it here.
But don't you? I mean,
I agree.
jump in.
No, I definitely agree. I mean, but also you're being a little hard on yourself because your eyes, you use your eyes a lot throughout comedy. I think it's just
I do like beady, like shifty, side to side.
But you
stuff.
affect that change. You have nice eyes. You have very nice
your eyes.
I've always loved you.
Yeah.
Your eyes are gorgeous, and then also I can't do the things you just did with your face. Like you can do a impression of what's the old man, the one who always like hits your car if you're in his parking space.
Oh yeah, whatever.
What's his name? There's so much more to him than that, but that's the only story I can think of right now.
Is it fictional?
No, he's a real man, guys.
He hits people. He smashes people's cars. If you
come on, guys, he's the old man, and he's always like, he's always angry. He's in a bunch of westerns. He just put out a western. It wasn't.
Clint Eastwood?
Clint Eastwood.
Oh, okay,
You
yeah.
can do like a Clint
I love that your generation refers to Clint Eastwood as who's the angry old man.
She's not wrong.
I just forget.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I just forgot all the rest of him real quick.
I love that. That is one of my favorite moments on the podcast. Who's that? Who's that old man that gets mad if you park in his spot?
I'm on the WB lot, and it's my constant fear that me or someone else will park in his spot. So that's what is my main, relationship.
This
to
is
him.
so funny because we worked on the WB lot.
Oh yeah. You did,
and one of my writers, Dion Cole.
Yeah, love Dion Cole.
Dion Cole, we hired him as a writer, and then he became a performer on the show, and I adore him. We talked to him recently, and we were all remembering that he just didn't care. He would park anywhere he wanted on the lot.
And he drove a white Bentley.
He drove a white Bentley.
Dion?
Yeah, Dion. When he was a writer on my show, and I'm driving like a Nissan Cressida. And he was a writer, and he would roll in a Bentley.
That is so Chicago.
I know. Oh my God.
That is so funny.
It's so funny.
Wow.
So he would roll in, and people were like, "My God, Conan got a Bentley," and I'm like, "I don't have a Bentley." And it was Dion
parking.
I certainly don't have a white.
Bruce Willis. He parked in Bruce Willis's spot.
He parked
in Bruce Willis's spot.
He parked in Bruce Willis, and you know what? They kept telling him, "You are banned from the lot. And he's like, and then he'd come in the next day and park in a different space. And I loved that.
That's
that was fantastic.
hilarious.
So what I'm saying is you can do what you want. No one's going to get mad at you. Park in any spot you want.
Wait, that wasn't the focus of this. Wait, the focus was you can do a Clint Eastwood impression. I can't. And also
because I'm old.
Well, because your eyes, because you can do that. I can't do that. I can't just. But also, I think people should have either big eyes or a big head. And I think when you don't have either, I don't really trust you comedically.
Yep.
I mean that.
I love that. That's
and you
true.
have the big head.
I have
and
the
that
biggest head.
Is what you have to have, one or the other. I'm serious. I feel really strongly about that. Ask my friends. I don't like when what's your deal? Why are you here? Especially
why are you in comedy without a
I feel
message?
like I'm opening my eyes wider just to get your acceptance right now.
Yeah.
You have a good head.
You got a good
He's
head.
got a small head.
Yeah, your head's kind of small.
You could fit 6 of your heads in my head.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Well, that's no comment on my head size.
My
That's
head
just-
is a container for several of your heads.
Yes.
Yeah, you're the Russian nesting doll of heads.
What? No, I'm just poor baby. I don't know. But I didn't try to start. I started with a compliment and landed in a really crazy place.
No.
I just
That's
want
what
you to
happens
know.
here. And that's
Yeah.
like, we feel good when we feel bad. I don't know what
okay.
that is all about.
That is weird.
You know what I can relate to about, which is you're one of 5. I'm one of 6.
Yes.
And so I come from a big family.
Yeah.
And I've talked about this a lot, but we were like shoulder to shoulder. We were all born as close together as is biologically possible.
Mhm.
And I swear to God that formed who I am.
What part are you in?
I share the middle with my sister Kate.
What do the rest of them do?
Murderers.
Murderers,
some lawyers and teachers. They're actually lawyers, teachers, and then
Lawyers,
some. Then there's like 1 or 2 murderers.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
I've found that it's usually the youngest who winds up in entertainment or comedy.
Were you the youngest?
I'm the youngest. And what's my other concrete proof right now? Some friends you don't know, Nick Kroll.
Yeah, I know
He's
Nick
the
Kroll.
youngest.
Yeah.
And we've talked a lot about that because he's the youngest of like a bigger family. But yeah, I think being a part of a big family 100%. For me, a lot of the comedy trickled down from my parents' POV, which was old black and white shows, and then not just black and white, but whatever, Brady Bunch, shit like that. And then my sisters, who were very Conan Friends, Martin, Living Color. So they were a wide spectrum. And then my brother under them. Well, then my oldest brother, who was in prison most of my life, but when he'd write me, you need to watch Kings of Comedy. Like, he would tell me what to watch. And then I had my brother closest to me, who was more of the stupid, like Ace Ventura, all of that kind of stuff.
Right.
All of it just funneled into me.
But you know what's interesting? My biggest thing, and I think it's the same thing with musicians, is they say a good musician should have big ears, meaning they're not snobs. They love classical music, but they also love R&B, but they'll also listen to rap, but they'll also listen to show tunes. They find there's good in everything.
Absolutely.
And I always felt that I got exposed to everything you're talking about, but also Saturday mornings they would show Bugs Bunny cartoons, Warner Brothers cartoons, which that's where I swear to God, I learned my timing.
Totally.
Because the timing is impeccable.
Yep.
And they were all made in the 1940s and 50s, and they're, beautifully, and they were made for adults. They weren't made for kids.
Yeah.
But the timing on a Roadrunner cartoon is perfect.
Yeah.
And you learn about pauses.
Yep.
And all that stuff.
Do you guys ever revisit anything and you see, oh shit, that's where I got my timing from, or where I got my I don't know, but that happens to me a lot now, watching old cartoons, old shows. He just passed away, but
Bob Newhart?
Yes. And so I revisited Newhart because I used to watch that, the one where he had the Airbnb, oh my God, the B&B.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how much Daryl has a lot to do. How that's in a brain fold of mine. And I was like, oh, this was so formative for me. And I didn't even know it. Oh, the Will Ferrell Jeopardy sketch.
Yes. Saturday Night Live.
There's like a specific one where I was like, damn, my whole cadence is kind of like
But you know,
ripped from that sketch.
but it's not. It's
not,
It's
yeah.
not. You know, it's impossible. There's no such thing. There's not one. I'm going to use the word artist.
You can say it.
But there's not one artist in history who's come from a vacuum.
Mhm.
There's no such thing.
Even Farrell and Newhart, they did the same thing.
No,
Absolutely.
and it's like, and it's interesting. I had the honor of being friendly with Bob Newhart, and he was so wonderful to me. And I could never understand how I could be in the same room with him.
Mhm.
You know, he'd come to my house, and I'd think, "That's Bob Newhart over there." It's like, yeah, you invited him to your house.
I know, it's crazy.
And I'm
though.
saying that out loud, and he can hear me. It's weird.
Crazy.
But watching him and realizing it's the reactions. The reactions are the beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm.
There you are, growing up in this family where nobody's in show business. All this stuff is funneling into you.
Mhm.
When do you start to think to yourself, wait a minute, maybe I could do this?
I needed a little bit of freedom. And I just was talking about this with a friend recently. It felt like coming out, saying I wanted to go into comedy.
Right.
It was. I felt like I was hiding this really, really dirty secret. And I didn't want to acknowledge it. Like I didn't, even when I was 10 and watching Conan, I was like, it was more than just being entertained. It was like, this is fulfilling me in a way that is deeper than what my sisters understand.
Mm-hmm.
And that is really unique. Or when you're watching the same movies as other kids, but you're honed in on the specific comedy part. Like everybody else was watching some of the cartoons and stuff. Like I remember Hercules. I didn't get that movie, but there was one funny part to me that I was like, the funny parts though, right, guys? And
Yeah.
I'm like, no, Hercules is really cool. Listen to those ladies sing. And I was like, so. And then in college, because I went to art school, which let me let my freak flag fly a little bit. That's when I really got into it. And there was also just a comedy renaissance while I was in high school. It was when all the Apatow films were coming out.
Yep.
Like Anchorman had come out at that time. And that was a big deal to me. And I needed to introduce it to the rest of the school. So I became like the DVD hustler. That was like, here's what you guys need to watch. Like, can I please have Movie Friday?
First viewing is free.
I kind of also missed that time of DVDs because it was like a special currency, like giving my DVDs to my friends and being specific about, you need to watch Anchorman, you need to watch Napoleon Dynamite. I got Juno for you. I got this for you.
Right.
And so then I understood that it was a taste thing and an appreciation.
You're like a sommelier, like saying,
Yes.
I think you're going to like this Pinot Noir. It's from the Piedmont region. I got you taken care of.
Literally. And it was like a curation, which led to a deeper appreciation because then I started looking up, where are all these people coming from? If I'm like them, how did they all get together and get to be funny together? Because that's what I was lacking. I made my classmates laugh, but I was like, I'm not a clown, so I don't want to make you guys laugh in that way. Like where do I go to like hone in on what I feel, which is a very deep artistic connection to this genre. And so it kind of led me to finding out about Second City. And then once I found out about Second City, that's when it was really a wrap. I had a boyfriend in Chicago at the time, and I was like, I'm going to come and stay with you. I'm going to sneak and go to this place called the Second City. And he was like, are you drugs, strip club? I was like, it's a comedy.
Don't tell
anyone. And he's like, okay, can we like have sex when you get here? I was like, sure, but I need to. Seriously, he was like, that was his main goal, was like, what?
Priorities, yeah.
Right. But I didn't tell my parents. I snuck on a plane. Oh my God. They still don't know how many times I actually snuck to Chicago. They just knew I did it once.
So you were not, because this is the interesting thing. Your mom, as we've established, elementary school teacher. Your
very
dad,
religious.
Very religious. Your dad.
Yeah.
What does your dad do?
Oh, he managed parking lots.
Okay. So
yeah,
you're keeping this a secret.
Yeah.
At what point do you have to say to them, I got some news for you?
I never did.
They still don't know. They're not allowed to have a television. They can't watch any award shows because you keep winning awards.
Abbott was the first time my mom got it. I sent her the pilot to watch. And she was like, oh, so you're going to do this, huh? And I was like, yeah, I am.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do this. I'm not giving up. I'm not coming back to Philly because I'd done a couple of things, but she doesn't watch TV like that. So she didn't see, like I did Black Lady Sketch Show on HBO. I had done a couple of TV shows, like New Girl and stuff like that, but she wasn't tapped into her. It was still, okay, she's out there having fun. She's going to come back here and, become a teacher was her dream.
Mm-hmm.
And then she saw Abbott and was like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
Hands off, do your thing. So that was so it was at 27. Took me a long time to kind of actually tell them that I was gonna. I never even told them. I was just like, look at this.
It's a major network sitcom.
Look at this thing I made.
Yeah, it's not that hard. You just write and create and star in a show, and it wins every award it can possibly win. That's what happens to
Which
everybody.
was the importance of network TV to me, because I was doing everything else in the shadows. Like I had written for an Adult Swim show, voiced on an adult. Like that didn't mean anything to my mom and dad.
What about all the stuff you did, social media, all that? Didn't click
mean
with
anything.
them. Yeah.
For me, watching your show, one of the things that I find myself drawn into and kind of attracted to is all the ritual that goes along with Muslim prayer.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, I was raised Catholic, very Catholic. I'm sort of drawn to this whole concept of everyone comes together at the mosque and the rug and the praying and the ritual of it seems very calming and welcoming to me.
Yeah.
And I think that's because I grew up with, you're going to get in this pew. It's really hard wood. It's not comfortable. I mean, there's some things about it, like for example, in Catholicism, you can pray wherever you are.
Yes.
You can literally be in an elevator and just cross yourself and you're done.
Yeah.
Like so it's very user-friendly that way.
Totally. I mean,
I don't need a rug.
Yeah.
I don't need to know which direction is east or west. You know what I mean? There's nothing. They dumbed it down so much in Catholicism.
Well, we have two different. We have that kind of you can direct line anytime. You can just put your hands out. You put your hands out. I'm making this little kind of V shape, and you can just ask God for anything that's anywhere. And then you also can pray anywhere, and you see that a lot in New York. There's just a guy in the middle of the sidewalk praying, and just in everybody's way, but he'll do it.
Right.
I've seen people just straight up, and I actually had one of my dad's friends, this must have been 2007, he'd just stop and pray anywhere, and a couple people called the cops on him. They're like, we don't know what's going on. We were with him, and we see two officers come, kind of just because he's praying in the middle of the park.
So what did they think? Did they think
he
had lost his mind, or he's having an episode?
Yeah, they're like, what's going on? And then I think someone was afraid or whatever. But it's funny, I was kind of wanting to get a cab. This was a couple weeks ago, and there was this taxi cab pulled over, and the light was off, so it was available. But then I looked in, and there was a couple, they were looking in, they were like, this guy's gone crazy. And then I walk by and I look at him, and he's praying on the steering wheel, but I could tell with what he was doing with his head, what point of the prayer he was in. And I was like, oh, he's almost done. I'm about to get this cab. They went, it was a long block, and they just start walking towards Houston. I'm like, these people are going to be sweating. And I'm like, you guys don't even understand. This is the last part of the prayer. He's going to be done in 10 seconds. He finishes, he looks at me, I'm like, yo, and hop right in.
Right. So your knowledge, your deep understanding of the prayer cycle got you a cab.
Saved me from going on the subway. It was unbelievable. But yeah, the carpets are soft, so no hard wooden pews when you go in the mosque. And I think that the ritual is the most beautiful part of it to me. I think that's what
the
people
cleaning
want.
yourself too. I mean, I was not aware. There's so much I've learned from watching your show. And this is one of the things I really love about it. I learn a lot. The show is not, it's so far from preachy. It's so far from, trying to instruct.
Yeah.
It's about people. It's about people, really funny people, and a lot of awkward situations. And I know that you're a Larry David fan. It evokes some of in a great comparisons to just awkward, great comedy situations and humanity. It's just, in the program, in the show. I love the fact that I watch it, and when I come away, I feel I know not just your characters better, but I feel like I have a better understanding of what it might be like to be Egyptian, Muslim, and come here to the United States, you know?
Yeah, well, I think like part of the design for us was making it clear that we're kind of giving people a window into some of those rituals, into some of the rules, into some of what's going on. And then the second we introduce that, we're making it really clear that everyone here is doing it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what makes it funny, where it's like, I'm going to show you the thing, but then also it's so clear that this is not instructive because, man, these people are dealing with their egos on level 10 and they're making a mess wherever they go. And I think that to me is what makes it a fun thing to make, because I never want to be in a situation where I need to feel like an educator or preachy or whatever, because all that shit's just like, it's anti-comedy. But I do think what I've really enjoyed, you know, in terms of looking at the history of comedy is I think the idea of a character going to church in and of itself is a joke. Like, it's a joke that someone would believe in the unseen.
Mm-hmm.
And I think here we've kind of flipped the joke where it's like, no, the unseen thing is a given. Like, that relationship isn't what we're making fun of. We're kind of making fun of everything that happens under it. And I think that has opened up situations that I feel get to be unique to our show, because we have this different machine as to like what we're interrogating. And I think, a lot of people have been like, dude, your show is my favorite show about Catholic guilt. You know?
Oh, and then because it's all the same.
Yeah, it's guilt.
We're all, I mean, what's so funny to me is anyone who was raised in religion has these ideals that they're supposed to live up to, and then we all have the workarounds.
Yeah.
And that's the part that cracks me up, is all the characters in your show doing workarounds for, I don't drink, but I'm going to drink, or I'm not supposed to really have sex, but I'm going to have a lot of sex. But we're going to figure this out. We're going to work this out later. And I think that's every religion, is people, you're handed these list of very severe rules early on, and you can have every intention of being down with that. But then you have your, we're going to work around that. But still, I am a devout Muslim. Of course. But I'm going to, it's Ramadan, but I'm going to eat. Yeah. I'm going to, because that's a Big Mac. And we'll figure this out later. You know what I mean?
It's this feeling of like constantly like refinancing with God, you know? And I think that's really like.
That's a great way to put it. Yes. Yes, and it's just by the by the end, you're just terribly in debt. You're just, I mean, I think we're all doing that. You know, we're all constantly saying, "Look, I'm going to just put this on my tab.
Yeah,
just put this on my tab, God, and we'll figure this out." Because I just had a ninesome. I had sex with 8 different people. I had a ninesome, and then I had a cocaine enema. But we're going to figure this out. So, because I love you, God, and trust me, I'm very devout.
We're going to figure this out that's the energy, you know, for I think that's what keeps us all going.
I love it's something that fascinates me, because I see it in Catholicism as well, the double standard with men and women. Because it's something that I saw growing up, where, Rami, you party, you go out with your friends, and your parents think, "Oh, that Rami is just adorable." And then your sister, who's on the show, she's 25, 26, and just very attractive, modern woman. If she wants to do anything, it's, "Where are you going? You have to be back by 9." And that exists. When I was growing up, I know my mom, like my brothers and I would be chewing gum.
Yeah.
And she wouldn't say a word. And then if one of my sisters started chewing gum, she'd be like, "Spit that gum out.
Yeah.
You don't want people to think you're trash. You're not some common ragamuffin." I mean, that's how my mom spoke.
Gum chewing is very ragamuffin behavior.
It is.
Yeah.
And we won't have that.
Just to be clear.
There'll be no ragamuffin around here. So just work that into Rami. I want one of the characters to start talking about, "I'm no ragamuffin," and people say, "The writing is off this year. What happened?" And then you see the Conan O'Brien writing credit at the
end. Special cultural consultant.
Special cultural consultant. Please put me in as a special cultural consultant.
Done.
Yeah. Just in one of the prayers, there's many mentions of ragamuffin, tomfoolery, chicanery. People are, I think they lost the thread this year. What happened? Did you watch to the end? I did. Did you see the Conan O'Brien cultural credit? That might be a problem.
No, but what you're talking about is amazing to me, because I think that is something that in making the show, so many people will relate to that thing, even that disparity between men and women, because obviously, and I think we see this more and more, especially lately, that's a real American problem as well. I think the way that in the microcosm of a family, you know, how are the sons treated and how are the daughters treated? And it's something that I think we put on, you know, this Muslim family. And I think that obviously there's some comfort in kind of this, like, I think there's an American comfort in being able to say, oh, wow, like, look how that is in the Middle East, because there's kind of all these things of like, oh, women there can't drive, you know, and then you kind of start to break that down and you're like, well, no, that's only just in Saudi. And then you're like, oh, wait, well, in Saudi now women can drive, and abortion seems to be just about as hard in both places, you know, and then you start to kind of zoom out and you're like, whoa, we have a lot of these problems. And I think that's part of why the show resonates, because it's at first you're like, oh, I'm learning about this other thing, but then you dig into it and you're like, oh, wait, this is in my family too. You know, this is here too. And I think that starts to kind of open up what I hope could be a bridge.
You said that you went to, where'd you go? Did you go to the West Bank?
Our plan was really to shoot between Haifa, Tel Aviv, and the West Bank. When we were there, we weren't able to actually shoot in the West Bank. There was this really kind of just horrible thing that happened. This journalist, Shireen Abu Akleh, was killed, you know.
And that happened while you were there or just before you went there?
On our locations.
On your, oh, Jesus. Oh, wow.
The fact that we got to go, it was unbelievable. I mean, we were there for that massive event. It shifted a lot of our shooting. I think there was a few American crew, and then we had our Palestinian crew, and we were in the middle of Jerusalem. And we went to her funeral, and this journalist who got killed is Christian. And so it's like we're at a church in Jerusalem with this really just diverse group of people, and you know, because there's Americans there, American Jewish crew, and American Muslims, and Palestinian Christians, and you know, Christians in Israel, and it's like I think everyone kind of walked away, especially when you go there, and
we shot a show there, and it was fascinating because we shot first in Tel Aviv, and then we went to Jerusalem, and what I remember very clearly is we had our team that was Israeli, and then when we went over to shoot in Jerusalem, the teams had to shift over. So it's different security because they need to be Palestinian. And it was all handled, I mean, it's crazy because all you've ever heard is this amazing, horrible conflict that no one can seem to figure out. And then this was just, okay, we're going to stop here, and then these guys are going to take over. Hey, guys. Okay, thank you very much. And they had it all worked out, which... you know, it just made me feel like maybe the answer is on a showbiz level, people figure things out.
They do,
and maybe that's the answer in the Middle East is how do we turn this into show business? You know, and then everyone's going to be like, okay, wait a minute, all right, I see how we can do this. I see how we can figure this out.
Well, it's so funny that you say that because we had these kids who came from this area called Jenin, which is one of the most dangerous areas in the West Bank. There's a lot of kind of, you know. There's truly a lot of unjust violence happening, and these kids have this thing called freedom theater in the middle of all of it, and they're working on becoming actors. It's like, and it's unbelievable. They sent in these audition tapes, and these kids are like, I'm going to be a big actor, and it's like, wow. And we saw these two kids we fell in love with. We're like, they got to be in the show, and we were going to go and shoot by them. Then this happens, and we can't, and so we had to ask the government for a visa to get them in to Jerusalem, and everyone's like, this is impossible, it's not going to happen. And somehow it did. So I mean, to your theory that somehow show business makes things work, I'm like, these kids had never gotten a visa their whole life to come over, and then this kid came and he went to the sea for the first time. Like, he went to the water for the first time in his life.
Oh, wow.
To shoot our thing, and he was like, this is the best week of my life shooting this TV show. And there was this really interesting thing that did happen where you're there and you're just seeing all the pieces work. Even though this horrific thing happened while we were there, everyone kept cool. Everyone was like, okay, we're going to just figure this out. Somehow the visa still cleared. Like, all these things that you would think wouldn't be able to happen. And I agree with you. When you're there on the ground, you're seeing people speaking, you know, like one of our guys is this driver, Palestinian dude. He speaks English, Arabic, Hebrew, and
Right.
a bunch of these. Everyone, so he's like, he knows Hebrew, and he's walking around. He's speaking to a Israeli soldier in Hebrew, and then they're going somewhere else, and then he's speaking Arabic, and you just see this desire to keep making things work, and somehow pep in the step, and somehow just like, we're gonna get through this, we're gonna figure it out.
Right.
And I don't know if you felt this, but I walked away and I was inspired. You know,
I left thinking. One thing I think is my philosophy. I've done all these travel shows, gone to these different countries, and ended up with this philosophy that I think there's a tendency for people to want to make things simple.
Mm.
And there's a lot of pundits that like to say, it's easy. You know, whether it's in America, they like to say it's an easy choice. And I like to point out that things are very complicated. Things are extremely complicated. And so that's been a little bit of bone of contention of mine, is when you go and you see that there is no simple truth that explains. It's so complex that when people act like, no, this is easy, on one side or the other, I think I get offended by that.
Yeah, because it feels to kind of just like underwrite a bunch of real complicated human experiences.
Right. And say, here, this is what you do. Okay, I got it. Now, next, what do we got next? And I think, clearly they do it. It's a big problem in American politics now, is everyone likes to think this is so simple.
Yeah.
My side's right and your side's wrong. And that's not always the case,
Well, my therapist will say a lot of times things are simple, but that doesn't mean they're easy.
Right.
He's like, sometimes the hardest things are the simple things.
Right.
And that's where a lot of the complications come in that vacuum of like, well, it should be, why can't, like, it is a very hard thing to achieve simplicity even at home.
Right.
With your family, to be able to do the simple thing. And so I think that the thing that gives me hope when I'm there is seeing certain microcosms of how people deal with each other. That can be inspiring. But, and I think my hope comes from like, okay, what if we were able to get enough microcosms right, that the macrocosm would solve itself? And
Right.
I actually think that probably is, like, in many ways, a pattern that would work, but it's really hard to nail a microcosm. It's really hard to nail just what's going on in your own house.
Right. Well, that's, I think, again, going back to your show, that it's all about, this is a family. And years and years and years ago, when I worked on The Simpsons, I remember thinking, my job here is just to think of the funniest. I'm going to think of the funniest jokes I can and the funniest situations I can, and then sort of hearing the people that ran the show said, you have to remember, first and foremost, they're a family. And I thought, what is this drivel? I'm going to write the craziest Mr. Burns jokes you've ever seen. I don't care about that. But they were right. It's first and foremost a family, which is what makes it work. I think the reason that your show has an impact when you watch it is because I relate to this family, because it's really not that different from any other family.
Yeah.
There are specific things that are, of course, very different, but that's why I'm there. That's why I'm invested, is because, like the episode you made about your mom and her struggles, and she becomes a Lyft driver, and just, I felt terrible for her. I felt like no one's seeing her, no one's taking care of her. You blow her off for dinner, you're out the door, and she's made this great dinner, and you suck, by the way.
Yeah.
You're a bad guy.
Yeah.
Why did you do that? I got mad at you when you did that. I'm like, can't you see?
Yeah, I know.
Your mother made that nice meal, and then you're like, Mom, I gotta go. I gotta meet my friends. And she just, the door shuts, and she's there with a lot of food, and she's alone.
I mean, to me,
fuck you, Rami.
I know. I mean,
sorry, but come on.
So many people, will say that to me, like, man, I fucking hate your character. But I think the most heartbreaking line in that, in that scene to me was, and the way she delivered it, she really made it even better than it had been written. But she was like, I think my Facebook's not working. Like, I haven't gotten any likes, and I was like, oh man, that's hard. Like that's always the hardest.
How do you
thing,
explain to someone? Yeah,
it's like, no, it's just,
you just didn't get any likes.
You just didn't get any likes. So like, and I think there's so much in that episode where, like, and in those dynamics where it's like, man, we feel, everyone feels this thing for their mothers on a level, even when the relationships are complicated, where whether you feel it a lot or you see it in a glimpse, or you have a window of looking at your mother and being like, man, she gave up a lot.
Yeah.
She gave up a lot. And especially in a time where we crave our individuality and we crave our self-expression in this era, you know, and then you're looking at that, you know, a mother, and you go, wow, she put it all, you know, she put it all to the side for us. And I think, again, that creates a little bit of the show. So much of it is about, obviously it's not just even just spiritual guilt. It's even that kind of guilt, you know, that guilt that you can have, you know, in just what was sacrificed for you. And I think in the design of also, making this character, I mean, and you know this because you know, you walk, and it's different in a way because I made a fictional thing, but like, I think the level of self-deprecation that's in your humor and the way that things roll off of you is, I just have always felt like you present in a way where it's not this like look at me like kind of thing, and I think it's why you're one of the greats. And then when I was hugging you earlier, when you were kind of like, it was a bit of like a stronghold you had me in.
I wouldn't let go.
Chest.
I wouldn't let go.
Yeah, you wouldn't let go. And I felt it in that too, where I was like, yeah, this guy is like a real fucking dude. I love this. And I think in making the show for me, I didn't want to make this character where I was like, oh, Rami the hero, look at him, he's just struggling. And I think sometimes I've gotten a little bit of the criticism that I go too far, but I like leaning into those more, you know, lower self parts of me on screen, and I like leaning more into the like, I don't want you to think, oh, this is a hero, I'm rooting for him. I'd rather, you know, put my character in a position where he's dealing with his ego, and it feels a lot easier for me to live with. Like, I just don't even think I'd have fun making the show if it was just like, oh man, he tried his best but he's such a sweetheart, and you know, like, it would just, something about that rings false to what I like about comedy. Like, I'm like, yo, comedy's where I get to be a little shit. Like, I this is the part of me that, like, I have fun being a little fucking shit.
Yeah, and it's also, I think the life-saving thing for me in comedy has been, I was raised to be very, I'm supposed to be, you know, polite. There's all these rules that you're supposed to follow, and I think I was a good rule follower. And then I found this world where you can act in the most insane manner, and it's part of your job, and everyone's like, good job. I'm like, what are you talking about? I totally, you know, I screamed at Jordan Schlansky, you know, this guy that works for us, or I threw him through a window, and they're like, I know, it was fantastic. It was great, great job.
I know.
And
but part of that, I think, is how you were raised, because it's like, just on a real base level, it's so clear that you're such a good boy. You know, like, it's so clear.
Yeah.
It's so clear. So this way you do that stuff, and then it's like, oh, I get the spirit that it's in.
Right.
You know, and there is comedy I watch where I'm like, oh, this is just mean, and I don't like it. And I'm just like, oh, I don't care about this. Like, I'm not interested in this.
Right.
This is, I think this person is mean. I think this person is just taking the shit on everybody. And then there's just something with the things I like where, like, it's like, you were raised to be, and I think it's so clear that you are, and that's why you're able to do all that stuff, and it's so funny.
well, I hope so. Until someone says, no, wait a minute. I think he is an asshole. You said that you went to, where'd you go? Did you go to the West Bank?
Our plan was really to shoot between Haifa, Tel Aviv, and the West Bank. When we were there, we weren't able to actually shoot in the West Bank. There was this really kind of just horrible thing that happened. This journalist, Shireen Abu Akhla, was killed. You know,
and that happened while you were there, or just before you went there?
On our locations.
On your, oh, Jesus. Oh,
so it was kind of this thing, too, where, you know, my mom was like, why are you gonna shoot there? Can't you just shoot it somewhere else? And I'm like, no, we have to go there. Like, I want to work with the crews there, or whatever, and it'll be safe. Don't worry. Don't believe the
And then
news.
she said Vancouver.
Yeah,
shoot Vancouver for Tel Aviv.
That's how much my
Like,
parents.
I didn't realize there were that many fir trees in Israel. That's incredible.
My parents know that much about the industry. They're pitching Vancouver.
No, it would really be great. They're like, no, the rates in Vancouver are great.
I was like, my dad's like, you gotta lead with the tax incentive. All right, go to Vancouver, go to Toronto, be smart, save the production.
This reminds
money.
me of, I was watching, I went and saw Top Gun with my son, and at the end they have that big, you know, we go together with, like, we go to war with a fictional country, and it's kind of not clear where it is, but there's just a lot of fir trees and a lot of snow, and it looks really beautiful, and the lights came up afterwards, and I said, why did we go to war with New Hampshire? Yeah. It's just like, what? That's a funny idea. Someone who's like, you know, we probably should go to Tel Aviv. I don't know. We got such a good rate in Vancouver.
Don't think New
who's going to really know?
Who's gonna really know?
Don't think New Mexico wasn't thrown out on a call.
Really?
Conan, you know enough to know New Mexico was thrown out on a call.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That was thrown out on a call. By the way, no one talks about how woke the new Top Gun is. They really don't mention another country. It's kind of nice. You don't know who it is.
You'd like to say it's woke. You could also say that they wanted to make sure that it did well in every market internationally, which is, I suspect, what was really going on there. You know?
I call that financially woke.
Yeah,
that's beautiful.
Hey, let's start that movement, the financially woke movement. Just like, no, woke, that's very financially, that was very offensive. Well, but financially, very woke.
Financially very woke.
Yeah.
I did walk out of that going, wow, I didn't hear Arabic. I didn't know what country. Well, it was pretty impressive. Look at that. They did it. Way to go, Tom. I was excited. I was in there. I was like, whoa.
It was so generic as a country. And I thought, God, this place looks beautiful. I don't know where they are, but...
Is this Turks and Caicos?
Yeah, exactly. I also love that in the movie, they had far superior fighter planes than the United States. And I'm like, which country is this? It's a country I've never heard of that looks suspiciously like Maine. And they have airplanes, fighter jets that are like 3 generations ahead of ours. Wait a minute. Don't we have the most expensive military in the world? Who laid down on the job and let Switzerland get all these amazing planes? So that kind of blew my mind.
Yeah, no, it's...
and that's why I brought you in here, by the way.
Yes.
I wanted to sort of rope-a-dope you with... We'll talk about Rami and we'll talk about, your religion and the struggle. But I really want to talk about Top Gun.
Yeah.
And how I wanted to know about that country.
Yeah, I think we walked out of that movie as Americans with a lot of questions for our government.
Yeah.
Where are these planes? Why don't we have them?
The other thing that I love, and I'm going to keep going talking about Top Gun,
Please.
Is that Tom Cruise is the best pilot ever. He's dedicated his whole life to, Maverick has dedicated his whole life to serving his country. He's absolutely amazing. Everyone says hands down he's the best. And his superior officer like, get in here, you shithead. Yeah. What was that stunt you pulled where you did that really amazing thing and saved everybody's life? Well, sir, shut up. Shut the fuck up. And I ran... I ran into John Hamm somewhere. Yeah. As everyone knows, he's, in addition to being great, actually he's a very funny guy. But I was like, what was your problem with Tom Cruise? All he's done is, and he's like, I know. And all you do is, and then it's like, did you see what Tom Cruise just did? Did you see what Maverick just did? He just saved America, and that person was lost, and he rescued him, and then he put a plane together out of Legos and got everybody out of there. Yeah, get him in here. You piece of shit.
Well, because I think you're forgetting the beginning of the movie. He blows up an expensive plane, right? Which goes against the movie's principles of financial wokeness. So I think that is the biggest issue with the film. If you're kind of tracking the through line of what they care about, the guy's fucking up. I mean, because it's not about the country. I mean, it's about the budget.
You're right.
And so
I see it now.
He's a budgetary
He did blow up that plane.
Yeah, get in here, you little shit. You're ruining our budget.
If you save more lives one more time. It's just that old trope that's in every buddy cop movie where you have to get chewed out, even though you've clearly done an amazing job.
Oh, you're handsome. You're skilled. Somehow you're the underdog.
Yeah.
I don't know how. Literally just gorgeous. Like just better skin than my sister.
I know.
And I don't know how.
I root for that guy because I think we are about the same age. And I'm just, he like takes his shirt off in that movie. And I somehow felt that I had gotten in shape.
Yeah.
Just because, and I just was like, see, I am a movie star. And my wife was like, what are you talking about? Well, we're the same age. Right. But he's got all these genetic gifts, which you do not have, and he works out like crazy, and you do not. And I was like, me.
No, I think you should write like a think piece. It's just like Tom Cruise got jacked for my whole generation.
He did.
I think he did it for all of you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Right. I think you're shocked when you saw me in person and how old I look.
I think you look great, and I thought you were very tall. That's really what struck me, because when we were hugging, it was this long hug, and I was just firmly in the middle of your chest. I thought
I held
that was
you.
Amazing.
I held you for a while. I cradled you.
It was a really nice cradle. Yeah.
Your feet did not touch the ground. I lifted you. I held you for a while. I put you in a baby Bjorn. Remember that? And we walked around.
around the Sirius XM office, and everyone was like, "Wow, we don't know what this is, but
we don't know what it is, but it
feels progressive.
It feels very progressive.
Yeah, it feels like the future." I felt that. I was like, "Wow, maybe things can change."